What's up? What's going on? Game capture? I know you're in here. Hold on, technical difficulties? Let's try reloading Uma. Let's see how that does. I swear this worked when I tested it. Classic technology problem. Uma, come on. I know you're in here. Alright, fine. Let's try going over to like Game Toro. And then coming back. Surely this will work. What is your problem right now, OBS? I really don't want to do like primary monitor capture, but I guess I can as like a fallback. Here, we'll pop over to GIMP because I was working on something relatively safe over there. No, it's still mad. Huh. Okay, we'll just go to full primary monitor then. That works. So we might see like Steam notifications and stuff like that, but you know what? It's a solution, and we'll go with it. How's it going? How are we horsing around? We're gonna do some horsing around. We have a bunch of stuff that I would actually like to work on today. We have, probably we're within striking distance of finishing training the trainer, which is going to be nice for getting us a 3-star ticket. That would be very, very nice to have. We need to work on some L parent runs, which are also going to make some significant progress on trophy room, because there are a lot of dirt mediums that we need to run right now, and that is going to help knock out a bunch of them. And then when 5 p.m. rolls over, we're going to go and do our next round of CMs, and we're going to see if it's pure beginner's luck that we made it into A already, or if actually we made good sprint CM runners, and I just don't know what I'm doing. I have no explanation for how we made it into A yesterday. I thought that this team was very bad, and I am extremely surprised that we managed to put together a 3-win streak. But maybe it is truly a gambling CM. Who knows? So where are we at with Sparks? We traded away all of our special weeks that we made last week. Those would have been around like here somewhere probably. We got a few interesting parents out of our CM runs though. I don't remember exactly who it was. I want to say that it was Halo. Or maybe it was this one. Yeah, so we have 2 power, 2 turf with ramp up. We have speed turf, we have power turf. So this is a turf parent. And I think we're good to say that we're probably just done on turf parents. This is a nice generic turf parent. If we're aiming for a specific unique, we can staple something onto the top of this one, and that'll work fine. But I think it's time to progress on to other things. We would like to have better long parents, mile parents, medium parents, and also with the with CM10 coming up, it's actually going to be a dirt CM. I wouldn't mind trying to put together a dirt spark. And so I think that's probably what we're going to do with L, because she starts at dirt B, and it doesn't take a lot of investment to get her to dirt A. So I think the plan is going to look something like this. We run L. For our guest borrow, I know we have at least one dirt parent in here. It's this Ogre, who is fine. Late Surger is less than ideal, Position Pilfer is less than ideal, but Corner Adept is nice and generic. It's not as great as it could be, but it's still just kind of like the best thing we have. So we lock that in. And then I would love to use a Mile Spark on my end. But I'm not sure if we have any good Mile Sparks. We have 1 Guts 2 Mile, that is not going to cut it. 1 Wit 2 Mile with 3-star Ignited Spirit Speed and Tail held high. That's not horrible. It's not good, but it's not horrible. 1 Power 2 Mile is not good. 1 Power 2 Mile is not good. We don't have good Mile Sparks. So this is probably our best option. And it could use a little bit of work. But this L herself is probably going to turn into a grandparent, if I had to guess. And then we're going to build on top of her. So To some extent, these don't really matter. They're for smoothing over our career, and eventually this L is just going to be a grandparent. So we're going to look for good white sparks, good blue sparks, good pink sparks. We're going to see what we can manifest. And then as far as deck goes, I think I'm going to take the same approach that I've been taking with Special Week, which is where we just want to build a nice, generic, generalist parent who doesn't really specialize in specific distances or specific styles, and just has stuff like corner adept, corner recovery, it's on, like just normal good skills. I think is probably going to be our approach. So we do something like this. I guess we could get a little, well, no, we don't need to be a little creative because Kita-san is actually a really good generalist parent. Corner adept hint, corner recovery hint, focus hint, like those are all fine. We could think about dropping Halo here. Do we have any speed cards that are better as generalists? Got Ignited Spirit, Wit, and Endurance instead of Speed has been a bit funny. Unironically, Ignited Spirit Power I think is probably the best spark to pass on. If you can get your hands on Ignited Spirit Power on a parent run, I think you are loving life. Ignited Spirit Guts is also not that bad. The problem is that you don't, A, you don't train Guts that often, and B, your team doesn't actually have Guts scores that are that high that often. So if we know we're going to be locked into Miles-ish, that's Pace Chaser only. Shifting Gears is okay. Unyielding Spirit is okay. Shinko Windy is not like a horrible idea here. Aishin, I think, is too specific to late chargers specifically. Taishin just isn't good. We could also think about Tosho, but like Tosho's hints aren't amazing either. Brian is more for medium and longs, so I don't think we really want anything that's going on here. I don't think we want anything that Suzuka has. This is all going to be frontrunner stuff, and then the gold skills on medium recovery, so that's not going to work. Biko's sprint only. Does Nishino actually like have good hints? Ace corners, updrafters? Not really. Wait, Nishino Flower's Beeline Burst? You know what? Never mind. We'll take you. This is fine for finishing our training the trainer stuff. So Nishino's not a good card. She suffers from the 0 specialty priority problem, but she has a good gold skill that we need to finish a quest. Keep in mind that L is 20% speed, so we don't need 4 speed for a parent run. Yeah, we'll probably just grab 3, just to be safe. It would be nice to drop to 2, but relevant gold skill for finishing a quest, relevant mile skills, and then relevant generalist skills, so I'm fairly happy with these 3. L can't be here, because L is the trainee. So the question becomes, we probably don't need a ton of stamina. Do we have any hints? Oh, you know what? We could go for Umastan. We could go for an Umastan White Spark. That could be a nice option, and King Halo's just a good power card. Let's slot that in for now while we think. Daitaku's mostly frontrunner. Admire Vega's mostly end closer. Winning Ticket is mostly late surger, so those are going to be too specific. Pretty sure Bourbon is frontrunner. Yeah, front straight, front corner, early lead. We don't really care about those. Daitaku's not bad. Mile corner, shifting gear, slipstream, ramp up. Yeah, you know what? A lot of those are actually really nice. I wonder if we could take you over Tosin Jordan. I actually like that a lot more. Yeah. I think we take Daitaku over Tosin Jordan. I think that's a good call. And then I really like having Sunday around. I think Hesitant Front, Hesitant Pace is always relevant. Tail held high, ramp up straight away, add up is always good. Just a wonderful generalist wit card. So this should give us enough stamina to, like, finish a career. What kind of sprint spark or stamina sparks? We're inheriting 33. Yeah, we should be fine to finish a career. We might struggle with, like, the Arima at the end of senior year, but we can burst on it if we're that concerned about it. So this should be fine. Let's do a little exploratory run and see how it goes. Yeah, I forgot that Helios has crazy mile hints. It's just a really nice power card. Like, she's good on stats, too. It's not even that you're taking her for hints. She just has good stats and then also gives you good mile stuff. Alrighty. 2, also 2. We could... I'm probably going to need to prioritize stamina early, because I think we're going to have big rainbow power trainings come through late. So if we see a relevant stamina training, I think we should probably try and take it in the absence of anything else. I'm fine taking 2 friendships on power as well. Unity training is unlocked. Looking pretty good. Also looking pretty good. We'll take Wit if nothing else is better. Would also like to find an opportunity to recreate here at some point. What's the plan for this L? I'm trying to make a dirt grandparent. We are going to say that it's CM10 prep, even though my CM10 expectations are exceptionally low right now, because we don't have like any good dirt trainees. But in the course of doing our CM prep, this looks like a wonderful recreation day. In the course of doing our CM prep, we actually put together a halfway decent, like 7-star turf parent. So I wouldn't mind trying to build a dirt parent and then get into some of the specific distance parents for a little more specificity. This seems okay for stamina. I don't really want to train guts unless I have to. Medium straights, not really something we're going to be looking to do here. We're also going to knock out a few chores in the process of this run as well. We have a lot of medium dirt trophies that we need to win. I don't really want to spend this amount of energy right now. I'll just roll on Wit until I see a better training to go energy negative on. We have a bunch of dirt mediums we want to win, which L is good at. We need to complete a run buying Beeline Burst, which is why Nishino Flower's speed card is in here, to get that done. And then we're also just going to do some general trophy farming to try and finish up the cabinet. That's a good speed training. So we're going to do a few things at once. But parent runs already like prioritize you running races, so it's a good opportunity to double dip on doing some chores. I don't think straight descent is that good. We're not going to be locked into being a pace chaser, so I'll just take the energy out of that. A-okay with that. Wow, crazy speed training. As much as I would like to take Akitas on hand, I don't think I can turn down that amount of friendship progress. So we jump on that. Still haven't rested yet, which is always nice for the first couple turns of the game. It's a fine Wit. I would like to get more hints if possible, but I'd also just like to like manage my energy better. Would digital be a good alternative as a support card? Or as like a, wow, okay. Or as like a trainee. Holy cow. Possible ace run? Energy minus 10, wit plus 30. No, thank you. I don't think I'm like interested in that trade at all. We may be resting here just because of how good that speed training was. We had to jump on that. As trainee, digital I think is going to be really, really good in CM10. The problem is that I don't have her on this account. We haven't really pulled on trainees basically at all. But if you have digital, I think digital is going to be really, really good. Don't think we need any of this. Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff yet. I think Smart Falcon is going to be really good. I think Digital is going to be really good. I think New Year's Haru might also be pretty good. I need to look at the track map for CM10 specifically to figure out just how good an end closer is going to be. Because the problem with shorter distance races is that sometimes you don't really reach your max speed in like a meaningful amount of time. This is the problem with running late surgers on the current CM, for example. Is that if you don't have a lot of acceleration, you only actually hit your max speed in like the last 100 meters or so, and then you're really not taking advantage of like what you get for being a late surger, which is higher velocity at the end of the race. I would love to just take stamina here. Do I have multiple accounts? I've been advised by the game's terms of service to not answer that question, unfortunately. Guts is okay for Guts. It puts vodka to burst. It builds friendship. I don't hate it. What I'll say, Gabeline, is that I thought that when I was sitting down to think about doing Uma content creation, I felt like it was important to start a new account so that I could talk through my process as someone who has access to limited resources, rather than as somebody who has like a Kita-san and a Super Creek and a Fine Motion and access to a whole lot of other resources. I think that's the cleanest answer that I can give you without getting myself in trouble. What kind of spark am I hoping for? Dirt Mile? I would like Dirt, personally. If I get Mile, that's fine. Because we currently don't have a good Mile Pink Spark. We definitely would like Mile Corners, so we snatch that up. Wouldn't mind bursting on Stamina either. I think Stamina is going to be the hardest stat for us to get to 600, given that we're not running a Stamina card, so we probably need to allocate bursts there. Shrewd Step, probably not something we're going to be buying. 1, 1, 1, but a lot of friendship progress. Wit, but a lot of friendship progress. So if this is probably an above average power, but it's not super above average, and it's going to force us into resting next turn. I don't mind taking a Wit here, because there's a chance that we could just see a better training next turn, and if we don't, we can just roll Wit again. Oh, that's pretty good though. Well, is it? I think we're still fine to roll on Wit. This is just good for stats. It's okay for spirit training. It's okay for friendship progress. This is a very slight loss to spirit training, but it's the same for friendship progress. And I don't really care about the stats I'm getting out of Guts, because I know for a fact we're going to get speed and power to 600 without really thinking about it. So I think this is fine to just roll on Wit and wait for a better training to show up on Stamina specifically, but maybe also like power or speed. It's okay. It's also okay. Which of these do I like more? I think I like the Stamina more just because I want to be building Stamina. Skip Stam personally. Yeah, I think, like, for a parent run, I think you can just skip Stamina. It's a good Guts, but I don't want to burst on Guts. I think you can skip Stam and just burst on it aggressively to get it to 600. Like, for any career that doesn't run the Spring Tenno show, you don't need any more than that. No, yes. Extremely yes. This is a nice Wit training, but this is just a better power training overall. So we have Halo at burst now. If I have the opportunity to burst on Wit next turn, I think I take it just for energy management. Otherwise, this is probably... Ooh, I was going to say this is looking like a rest, but we could try and gamble on Wit here. It's not going to make our next training any safer. We're also looking at running 2 races, December early, December late. We're looking at doing Hanshin JF and then Hopeful Stakes. Oh, never mind, it doesn't matter at all. We'll just take 30 energy. Woo! Dude, nothing feels better than gambling for slow metabolism to show up and then just getting it. However, this is a parent run, so we're racing. Like, this is a good stamina training. In a normal ace run, you'd take that stamina training. You'd maybe take that speed training if you didn't care about stamina. You'd maybe take the wit training if you didn't like either of them. But this is a parent run, so we're running races. And I was told last stream that the Hanshin JF is a marginally better spark than the Asahi High is, so now I run the Hanshin JF every single time. Just win? Okay. It'll be interesting to see how a free-to-play account does on a dirt scene with so few dirt Umas. I think I specifically will be okay, because I have L, Haru, Taiki. Those are my only 3 options. So, like, the easy part about CM prep for me in CM10 is that I don't have to think about what my roster is going to be. I literally have 3 choices. And that's it, unless I want to spend like 10 dirt sparks on somebody. So I think my prep is going to be very easy. It's fine. I think my prep is going to be very easy. I just don't think I'm going to have a ton of options. We'll gamble on energy. It's the end of the year. Doesn't matter. How is team looking? D medium, E mile, E sprint. It's not bad. What does Tazuna think? Tazuna thinks long and dirt is very scary, and I would agree with her, so we'll take medium. We'll take medium and try to fix that problem in classic gear. Also rolled SSR support cards not once but twice in a single roll, but especially guts. Oof. Oof, oof. That's the part that makes the, like, if you were thinking about spending money, the selector tickets are such dodgy value. Because spending, like, $10, or not the selector tickets, but, like, the guaranteed SSR 10 pulls that you can get, it feels real bad to take 1,500 paid carrots and then get, like, SSR Gold City Speed, or, like, SSR Gold Ship Stam. You're like, oh, Jesus. Just throwing my money away. I want to gamble on this so bad. 15% fail? So wit is just safe. Wit means we can train safely next turn. This is a great training, though. How much do I care about gambling in a parent round? I think I can afford it. Huge. It's an excellent success. Hydrate, not a skill we're going to be buying. Gonna try to run V Verb to dirt, even though there's a G aptitude. I mean, the earlier you start, the more success you're going to have. Because you're gonna have to throw a lot of runs in the garbage when the sparks just don't show up. But the earlier you start on it, the more success you're going to have on it. And V Bourbon is good. Like, there's so much that V Bourbon does that simplifies your RNG in other areas. Like, you don't have to gamble on groundwork inheritances or getting groundwork from anything other than Smart Falcon, because it's just on board. So that, like, cuts down your variance a bit. You're just kind of trading one source of variance for another. Alright, we need to start paying attention to G1s at this point. So we've got one here. We have one here that we need to win for career goals. We have one here. We have one here that we need to win for career goals. There's also so many of them here. We'll take a dirt. This does mean we're probably going to have to skip the... Well, how aggressive do you want to get? You know what? Slot all of them in. I really don't see a world where we're running 6 races at the end of Classic year. I think that's a little too much. I also don't see a world where we're running the Yasuda Kinen in Classic year. That's probably going to go to Senior year. QE2 Cup can go to Senior year. We don't need to double run the Champions Cup. We do want to run Autumn Tenno here, though. Oh, Japan Dirt Derby's only Classic year. Okay. And then we'll go Victoria Mile. We'll go Osaka High. Am I forgetting G1s here? Yes, I'm forgetting February Stakes. Is that a Classic year race? No. Who am I planning on using as the main parent? At this point, a guest borrow, because I don't have good Mile Sparks or Dirt Sparks. That's part of why I wanted to do a little bit of L parent farming, because if we get lucky on Dirt Sparks here, then at least we have a parent that we can use for Taiki and Haru, and then we'll have to find somebody else for L, because she's going to be in her own inheritance chain. But the idea is probably for, like, the next 2 weeks or so, to try and knock out something that has good Mile Sparks or good Dirt Sparks, so that we have some options. It's okay, but I don't really want to gamble on that. This is also, like, this doesn't do anything for us except preserve energy. So if I'm preserving energy, I think I'd really rather just fix my mood. That's good energy recovery as well. We'll take stamina here just to make sure we get to 600. Burst on stamina is exactly what I want to be doing, and it's relevant friendship progress. That's perfect. So that's Halo to gold. We would really like to get Sunday to gold so that we can just get random energy recovery off of training Wit. But we're not quite there yet. Gold Inheritance. This is not an ace run, so a gold inheritance doesn't matter that much, but that's a mountain of dirt sparks. The skill hints are not amazing, but we are now dirt S and then some. So corner wreck is fairly cheap, and we know we're gonna want it. Mile corners could get cheaper. We're not buying medium corners. We're not buying pace chaser stuff. We're not buying 777s. I think that's the only real generic hint that we have so far. So we'll just lock that in. That's a crazy power training. I wish that I could take that, but we have a race today instead. Let's keep knocking out our G1s. This is a parent run after all. Unlucky. What's up, Cardboard? How you doing? Also unlucky? Holy cow. Oh my god. She doesn't want to be here right now. At least we're plus 70 out of that. We're still not going to have any relevant hints here. Alright, can we assemble race wins here? It would be nice. No, we can't. That's a lot of second place finishes. I can only assume that speed is the issue right now. That we've overstammed and we've underspeeded. Because we have spent every burst on speed so far. There's beeline burst at least, so we lock that in now. Well, straightaway adept is actually a really common hint, so we can wait on that for a bit. But beeline burst is our goal it's one of our goals for this run. Oh my god, she doesn't want to win. She hates winning. We ran out of endurance and lost a lot of... There's no way that we ran out of stamina on a 2400 when we have corner recovery and we're at like 350 stamina. There is no way that's true. Show me my stats. There's no way we ran out of stamina. Tizuna does not know what she's talking about. So this is looking like speed, because I think our speed is costing us races. We take this. We probably train late June as well, because we can just rest in summer break and we can fix mood. With make a new track. Ooh, that's my Marvelous Sunday to gold. We take that. That's going to simplify our energy management. You think make a new track is when we get alarms on all races? That's good. I don't know how often I'm actually going to do it. Like, if I'm doing a parent run and we throw, like, the hopeful stakes in junior year, I'm not going to alarm clock that, because who knows how many races we're going to lose after that. But it will be nice for stuff that's, like, deeper into career if I need to, like, unlock a specific event for, like, a hidden event or something like that. That would be very convenient to do. Or if we're trying to secure a specific epithet, like, you know, the classic Triple Crown or something like that. That'll be a nice quality of life change. Alright. What does Tizuna actually think here? Yeah, she thinks our speed is low. I'm inclined to agree that that's probably why we're losing these races. But we have never won the Dirt Derby, so we're gonna have to watch it. There won't be any event in Mant. There won't be, but you might still go back to, like, Unity Cup to do parent runs or something like that. Is the Mant Spark any good? I know that I've seen people say that you do parent runs on Mant because you're running like 35 races in an average Mant run, but I also think that people on the internet are wrong a lot of the time. I'm not sure if that's like good advice or if you're still going to do like Unity Cup or URA Finale parent runs because the white sparks are good. We'll see. At least watching a race, we're gonna figure out if there's something going wrong here. But my guess, if we were gonna guess how this race is going to play out, our acceleration is going to be mostly okay when we hit late race, and then we're gonna get passed by like some late searcher, because our top speed just isn't good enough. That would be my guess, is like why we've lost most of the previous races, and it's probably why we're losing this one as well. But maybe that's just defeatist thinking, and actually she'll be fine. I guess for her unique specifically, it depends on where the final straight is. Because if we can nail if the final straight is like right before a late race, that's perfect for the way that her unique is going to work. Especially if she can get herself into second here. Just a little more. Oh, it's so deep. No, but this is fine though. Because, well, yeah, no, this straight is super deep into late race, so we're only going to get the velocity out of it. Man, it's going to be new King of Parent runs. But is that because the White Spark is good, or is it just because you run a lot of races? Because conventional wisdom like 2 months ago was that... She is going to win this, by the way. Huge. Conventional wisdom like 2 months ago was that URA Finale was King of Parent runs, and then, like, as a society, I think we started to decide that Unity Cup was also fine. And there was no real inflection point for deciding that. Everybody just kind of agreed that actually UC was okay. So I'm wondering if we're going to see the same inflection point for Mant, where everybody is like, Mant is good, you should do your parent runs there, until one content creator makes a video that's like, actually parent runs in UC are still good, and then everybody goes back to Unity Cup. Also, yeah, that's a very, very nice race win. No. We need to rest to get our mood back up to great. No fixed races, so you can get perfect affinity because you can choose all races. That makes sense. That is an explanation that makes intuitive sense to me. It's a really nice stamina training for spirit training progress. Am I willing to take it over this? I think I am. Like, this isn't an amazing rainbow speed. Also, shout out Nishino Flower showing up on speed even though you have no specialty priority whatsoever. I see you out here doing work. I think we're going to be fine on speed, so we just take power here. She does have good speed growth. Not amazing. Not amazing. Not amazing. Not really amazing. We could race here. Is there a race we haven't won yet? Yes, we haven't won the Cheyenne Stakes before. Let's go get another trophy. Yeah, that's the other thing, is how long Make a New Track is going to take. We'll see. The thing that I have heard about Mant is that basically every single turn comes down to should I race or should I train? Which is already a decision point that I think I make more than most people in Unity Cup. Because that's already kind of the heuristic that I'm looking at in UC, or for really like any training. Is like, is this training good enough to warrant training, or should I just go run a race instead? So I think I've kind of been conditioning myself into thinking with Mant brain before Mant even comes out, but I'm also trying to stay away from as much Mant information as possible, because I think it'll be interesting for you guys to watch me play Mant knowing almost nothing. I would like to figure out as many of the mechanics as I can, like, alone, as a man in a closed room with no external sources of information, and do a few runs that way. And then after I figure those out, then I can start to, like, look at some other guides and stuff. But puzzling these things out for yourself is just kind of fun sometimes. I have severe concerns about getting boxed in here. I really don't like your lane selection right now, El. Can you improve on that a little bit? I think she's trying to go for inner rail, which is really not where I would want to be, but I think she's going to make it work. Yeah, alright, she's going to make it work. How's current career going? It's going okay. Oh my god, this gold ship is gonna win. She's so fast. Never mind, we're gonna win. We're so fast. Oh, it's a good thing this race is 2,000 meters and not like 2,050. So easy. Never concerned at all. Run is going good so far, Crusade. I haven't won as many races as I would like to, but that's a problem for Affinity. It doesn't mean anything about the quality of sparks that we're going to get out of the run necessarily. We could still hit like... I think I just take that speed. We could still hit, you know, like a 3-star blue power, 3-star dirt. And then it really doesn't matter how many races we win because we're still going to use that parent. Should not spoiler me, I guess. You can if you want. The thing that I'm telling myself is that, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful to anyone specifically, but I have extreme distrust of information that I read on the internet unless it comes from like a credible written source. So you could tell me everything that you know about Mant, and I could be like, yeah, we'll see. Like, we'll see if that's actually true or not. Don't worry about spoiling me too much, because I'm not going to believe anything that anybody says until I have an opportunity to just try it for myself. And if you're looking like Mant's schedule, I'm probably going to drop the Mile Championship, just because I don't want to run 6 races in a row. I think that's too much. If I really wanted to min-max, like, I could, but I think it would be detrimental to the run. We'll take the Shuka show, though. Stats are looking fine. What I don't feel pressure to do right now is train. I think we're going to be fine to hit 600 in speed, stamp, power, pretty much no matter what we do. So we can take some pretty aggressive race schedules if we want to. It's an okay power training, but none of these are like so good that I'm not going to race. I think this is going to be JBC Classic, Rest, Champions Cup, Tokyo Daishoten, and we'll tank 3 consecutive races one time. I'll give you a free 3-star selector if I max out all stats. I love that. I will take any 3-star selector that the game throws at me. We've also got Anniversary coming up, which is going to throw a bunch of free stuff at us. Alright, we dodged Skin Condition, which is nice. I'm still not running Mile Championship, though. We're going to recover energy, and then we'll do Champions Cup, Tokyo Daishoten. It's technically suboptimal, but I don't feel like running 9 races in a row just for Affinity when we blundered away like 5 races at the start of the career. Also, if that kind of stuff is going to happen, we need to win that race next time, by the way. That was a lie. I'm on to you. I see you. Move down again? Okay. Well, Raffle's going to have to put in some serious work here. I'm still going to take the Tokyo Daishoten, because we haven't won it before. A nice snowy day to go run on dirt. Let's see how we do. Are we scared of any NPC runners here? We're scared of Maruzensky depending on where the final corner is. We're maybe scared of Ogre depending on how fast she advances through mid-pack. I don't think I'm really scared of anybody else though. In terms of uniques that are gonna let them steal victory away from us. And then if the final straight is very close to late race, obviously we're just loving life. Because that's where our unique is going to take over. As long as we can get into like second. We'll also do my taxes and dishes. Thank God. That's gonna save me so much time. Maru got it. She does for now. Race isn't over till it's over. This is actually looking like a pretty really scary final corner position for Marizinski to just run away. Do I have a stamina issue? Why are we not accelerating? There we go. We have so far to go until we hit our unique, though. We need to be in second. It's not looking amazing, lads. That's a fast ogre cat. We have a power issue. We either have a power issue or a stamina issue. We did not jump off the line in late race the way that I want to. Let's go take a look at that. Never noticed Tamama had a small model until this race. She's tiny. It's very small. C ranks everywhere except Mile. But I don't think I can move anyone around too much. Nishino's a sprinter, actually. Bamboo Memory can run miles. We can do that. We move Bamboo Memory over here. We get you over here onto miles, and then we swap Vodka and Nishino Flower. And then we've got C's on every length. We have A's everywhere except for Sunday, but I don't think I really have any... Like, I could swap her and Matikane, but they're both E rank. Let's be honest, they're not going to be winning. I don't think we need to worry too much about what they're doing. And then because we took middle on the first turn, we're taking top every time from here. Good enough. We would very much like to win UC if we can, because that means we can buy No Stopping Me and get ourselves a decent chance at picking up Nimble Nav as a white skill, which is just a nice generalist white skill to have. I'll take 30 energy. Also, I'm going to shuffle some things around down here. The Arima Keenan is a goal race, which means that we cannot get skin condition from it, even though it's going to be repeated races. We could get repeated races from Champions Cup, though, so we're just going to go ahead and cancel the QE2 Cup. Let's get you out of here. And then this is a race schedule that's largely immune to getting skin condition. This would be a much better training if we actually had mood, but we don't. So instead of getting 17 power, 7 stam, I'm going to put Taiki to burst, get Vodka to gold, and I'm just going to hope that we get a mood up out of the raffle. I don't think that training is worth the energy right now, with how bad our mood is. So that gets us to good. We're still looking to recreate here, probably, just to get back to great. We're definitely looking at recreating. She really just did not want to be here today. It's not a bad guts training. It's 2 bursts that we get out of that, but we're just going to fix mood. Karaoke specifically? That's okay too. We should be good on fan threshold. Like, we've lost a lot of races. Yeah, we're fine. We've lost a lot of races, but we've come second in a lot of races. So that's still fans. That's okay for speed. It's also just the best spirit training available, so we take that. King Halo hints are not amazing, especially now that corner recovery is gone, so we're not really chasing that. Oh, and here's our free mood up anyway. Sure. Some Umus are just so moody. Like, I don't have the data on it. I don't have the hard facts, but there are definitely some runners that just don't want to be happy. Grass Wonder's one of them. L is probably another one of them. This is a speed issue. We 100% have a speed issue right now. I think next time we run this back, we need to burst on speed more aggressively early game, so that we can actually secure race wins, and then we'll just burst on stamina late game. Like, I don't need 425 stamina right now. I need, like, 300. I could be fixing that so much later. Power 10, 15 skill points versus a medium hint. We'll just take the stats from that. We'll race Osaka high, and then this is going to be a rest. Immediately following this. Oh my god. We need to fix our speed problems, man. You can't stop me from gambling on bottom option. I'll never stop. Triumphant Pulse, Climax, no white skill hints. Just stats. Unique level up. What am I passing up on for a burst? I'm passing up a burst on Guts and a power training. Yeah, we'll take a rest over that. We will obviously not be running the Spring Tenno. I don't totally respect Homestretch Haste, but I also don't need these stats, so I guess we'll take the Homestretch Haste hint. Wit training? I may... Whoa, that's a good burst on power, though. So what am I doing for, like, the next 4 turns? We're bursting on power here, we're running Victoria Mile, we're resting May late, and we need to hit plus 70 specifically. I think I can afford to do that. I do want to consume these bursts before the next Unity Cup round. And this is just a really good training. We should not have to train power ever again, because we're going to get another 100 or so from career goal races plus end of career. So we can just leave that alone. Oh, you know what the other thing we can do after this run is we can drop Nishino Flower. Because we don't need her to be here now that we got Beeline Burst. So maybe that's the fix. We just replace her with, like, a better speed. And then that might fix our issue. Umastan hint, please. Very important. Obviously a rest. Not hitting plus 70 sucks. Don't need to train power anymore. Nishino Flower does not have great skills. I don't feel like I need to take that hint. It doesn't do much for spirit training. I think we're okay to run the Yasuda here. Sometimes just buy the uniques even if it helps you win. Yeah, that's true. If you value the affinity and the G1 sparks over skill points, I think that makes sense. I think, me personally, I tend to value the white sparks higher than affinity. But I could see you going either way on that. I don't think there's like a clear answer. The thing about affinity is that even if your affinity is better, it's still a gamble. Like, just because you have good affinity doesn't mean you're inheriting every single white spark every single time. On the other hand, it's impossible to inherit a skill that you don't have a white spark for. So I would rather buy as many white skills as possible, and then just do a lot of runs until my RNG lines up such that I inherit the skills that I want. But I 100% recognize that's like a personal value choice that I've made, and not everybody is going to think about it in the same way. It depends on how much time you have to farm ace runs, really. Let's win this, go to rank 5. Good. So all we have to do is clear Zenith now, which is easier said than done, but we've done all of our homework leading up to that point. Burst on stamina is not necessary here. Double speed rainbow training is extremely important, though. This looks like a wonderful turn to just rest on. That's a nice burst on wit. But I think I'd rather just take all of the energy back. That's not a bad training. That's not a bad training. This is also not a bad wit. So if we take speed here, we get a lot of spirit training out of it, but it's fairly late in the run for any of these three to actually get to burst. It's also going to make our last training a little risky. We're going to have like a 10% chance to fail that training, maybe. And our deck should be able to do better than a single rainbow speed, even though it's not usually going to involve Nishino Flower. I think this is a fine burst. It gets us a special week burst out of it as well. It gets us a skill hint from Marvelous Sunday, and it also makes sure we have enough energy to train safely on anything on the last turn. So I think I'm fine consuming a burst there, even if it's not really my target stat that I'm looking for. And then we will watch as that gamble does not pay off at all, and we get horrendous trainings for everything else on this turn. So we'll just take wit again and put Daitaku to burst. Sometimes you gamble and it doesn't pay off, but I think that was a reasonably principled decision to make. That's okay. Marvelous Sunday hint kinda interesting. But on stamina? I wouldn't mind getting Marvelous Sunday hints at this point. Speed will get to 600. We don't have to worry about that. Stamina probably will at this point, but I don't mind putting a little extra investment into it just to make sure that it does. Pace Chaser Corners is not really the hint that I wanted from that, but Hesitant Pace is good. Single Rainbow Speed, Single Rainbow Wit, Single Rainbow Power. All of this looks fairly bad. Let's just preserve energy. Safety net over the gambling. I mean, it's all gambling. It's just whether you're gambling on, like, the current turn or the next turn. Are you gambling right now, or are you gambling in the future? But it's all gambling at the end of the day. It's a good speed training, but I think I'd rather just burst on stamina to make sure that we get to 600. Did I do the rest of my CM runs after I qualified? I did, and I think I went 2-3 in every single one of them. So that 3-2 was not a fluke. I mean, it was better than my average run, but my average run was also quite good. I can actually just go and check right now. We'll go look at the CM win rates really quick. I either got consistently lucky across 4 runs, or I've actually assembled a good CM team, and I just don't understand why it's good. Yeah, our Bakshin is at 27, and then Taiki and Halo both managed to win races. So Bakshin is definitely the best runner we have, but it's not just the Bakshin show. The other two are managing to find ways to win as well. And as soon as we roll over to, I think it's 5 p.m. that those reset, so like 2 hours from now, we'll go and do the races of the day while we're streaming as well. That'll be what we do for the last hour or so, probably. I still can't believe that we're in A. I did not think that those runners were going to be A round 2 material. I think we have a vanishingly small chance of actually winding up in A finals. But I guess, like, technically it's possible. Maybe? Curvature's good. This needs to be a rest. Consistently getting top 3, not just first. Yeah, I mean, so much of this CM comes down to, are you one of the front 2 to be able to hit L's unique? And if you're not one of the front 2, it's really difficult for you to be the runner that wins unless you're a late surger and you're just on a completely different plan from everybody else in the field. Like, everybody at the front... Oh, we have to win this race, huh? Everybody up at the front is trying to be one of the 2 people that hit Victorio por plancha. And then everybody in the back is just trying to hit whatever acceleration is available. So that's why you've got stuff like, you know, on your left, nimble nav, straightaway acceleration, or rushing gale, whatever it's called. You're just doing your own thing in the back and hoping you get lucky on lining up like 3 acceleration skills. And then if you do, you take off, man. Like, I don't know if you've seen a King Halo win in any of your lobbies. When they hit 2 or 3 excel skills back to back, they move real quick. Like, really, really fast. I've seen a few air grooves do the same thing. Best performance came from Late Surger Air Groove on day 1. I think if you were going to pick, like, the most underrated runner for the CM, I think it's got to be Air Groove. If you were going to pick, like, the most correctly rated runner, it's probably Bakshin. Like, everybody thought that Bakshin was going to be good, and Bakshin is good. But Air Groove is also really good, despite a lot fewer people talking about it. At least from, like, what I saw in my CM prep. Maybe I just wasn't listening to the right people. And I think one of the things that God, we're going to burn all of our alarm clocks before we even get to the finals. Did game audio go corrupt? Oh God. It may have. It's a recurring issue that I have with OBS that I thought I had fixed, but possibly not. It clears up in like 2 minutes. Yeah, let me just reset it now. This should work, and then this should work. Did that fix it? I'm gonna hope that that fixed it. Also, that's obviously not the outcome that we're looking for a parent run, but it's still possible we get good sparks. So we need to buy Beeline Burst, because that way we don't have to run Nishino Flower anymore. We definitely want to pick up Curvature, because Curvature is just nice and generic. Ignited Spirit Speed is nice and generic. Did in fact not fix it, son of a... Yeah, there's not a good solution to that than just to ride it out then. It usually lasts for about 2 or 3 minutes and then goes away. If you want to, like, turn the volume down or go get a water or go to the bathroom or something, I understand. Because I catch it in editing sometimes and it annoys the heck out of me. So Ignited Speed Spirit is good. Umastand is something that we're targeting. I don't really think we're building a specialty Pace Chaser parent here, so we can probably skip that. We're definitely not building a medium. We want Mile Corners. Mile Corners is fine. Opening Gambit, I think, is just a little too specific and doesn't really do enough. Updrafters is also, well, I guess Updrafters is okay. It's an acceleration skill, so it could be good if we turn it into a White Spark. And then we can get, like, Homestretch Haste. That's fairly generic. What else do we want, then? Blast skill. Shrewd Step is not good. Pace Chaser Corners is okay. Hawkeye is not good. We're not taking medium skills. We could take a second rank of Mile Corners. Yeah, I like that idea, Feefire. That just makes Mile Corners slightly more likely to actually be something, and none of the rest of these skills are, like, super exciting. Straightaway recovery wouldn't have been that bad, but we couldn't afford it. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Alright, so that is an inauspicious start to L parent runs, but at least we can drop Nishino Flower from the deck, which is really going to be holding us back. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Really generic skills, like super generic skills. These White Sparks are amazing, actually. Triple Unity Cup. Triple Mile is really nice, but 1-star Blue Wit is very sad. 2-star Victoria Porplancha is not that bad either. The unfortunate thing is this is our current best Mile parent. It's not good, but it is currently our best Mile parent. So it's usable. Although there's a lot of room for improvement. And I did get Mile Corners, yeah. And also I forgot to level up Daitaku. We need to go do that. Alright, so let's go switch a few things around here. Let's grab this. Yeah, the 3-star Unity Cup Spark is actually really good. Because one of the things that we could do is we could try and chain Unity Cup Sparks. So Sparks have a greater chance of being inherited at the end of the run if the parents all share them. So even though that El Condor Pasa is only a 1-star Blue Wit, we could try and chain the Unity Cup Spark through subsequent attempts. Do you have the SSR Helios? I do. But I don't think she's amazing, personally. So, we need to get In Body and Mind and Corner Connoisseur. I already know where Corner Connoisseur is going to come from, I just don't like it. So instead, let's work on Beeline Burst. And if we want to find out where Beeline Burst comes from, you know what, my webcam should always be at the top. There we go. If we want to know where Beeline Burst comes from, or not Beeline Burst, In Body and Mind. In Body and Mind. We are getting that from Winning tickets, SSR power, special weeks, SSR guts, and then potential. We have winning tickets SSR power card, so that is going to be our source for getting that skill hint. So let's hop back into career. Let's run back L. This deck is fine, or these inheritances are fine. This deck needs work though. So we'll bring Kita-san. Nishino Flower can politely go away and never come back. I don't ever want to see that card again. Politely, parentheses, politely. And then if we're going to be locked into running Winning Tickets power card, which is covered in Late Surger Sparks, we should bring Asian Flash, because Asian Flash is also covered in Late Surger Sparks. And then we'll just try and build a Late Surger parent and buy a lot of Late Surger skills. So let's get Helios leveled, and then let's also excuse Helios from participating. I would rather have Umastan than pretty much anything else. And then we'll get Winning Ticket in. We'll level this up. You're going to be using a card, you might as well level it. And then this should be fine for getting in body and mind. It's definitely going to fix our speed situation, where we just have better speed cards now. Asian Flash still isn't amazing, but she's miles better than Nishino Flower is. And everything else is just fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Oh, right, web browser. Sorry. There you go. Sorry. This is what we're running with. I really, really highly value Umastan as a potential white spark. I think you're really happy to get that onto virtually any parent just because of how many situations it's good in. So let's try this out. We also know that we need to prioritize speed way earlier than we did in the previous run, because speed cost us G1s. 100% speed cost us G1s. So we need to prioritize that earlier, and we need to prioritize stamina later. As much as I would like a King Halo hint here, I don't really care about any of them, so just give me the friendship progress on speed, because that's a core stat. It also pulls our energy down. I'll take the Halo hint, I guess. if you're forcing my hand, I'll take the King Halo hint. Chill with bro talking about every click. I didn't like that I couldn't find videos of people not doing it. When I was like still learning Uma and figuring out how the game worked, I found so many videos that were just like, do this because it's good. And I couldn't find anybody who was like, here's why this is good and why you should do this. So when I started doing videos, I was like, I'm going to explain the things that like most people don't talk about because I think they're important. And then I did. And then, like, people watched them, which is nice. I really want to preserve energy here. This is not a power training worth spending energy on. This is also not really, like, a wit training worth taking. I think I'm fine recreating here and hoping we get energy recovery. That's perfect. So that takes us to good. We'll let Kita-san deal with getting us from good to great. We'll take power because it's going to be fairly difficult to build. We should be able to... Oh, wow, it's a beautiful wit training. Never mind, we can take this one and the next one. That is super good. Super good. We still don't care about soft step. It's a medium skill, and ideally this is going to be a mild parent. We really care about Marvelous Sunday hints. If we don't have any better Unity training, we're going to take that, but this is a better Unity training, unfortunately. Let's just make it easier to actually hit our stat thresholds at the end of the run and hope that we can find Marvelous Sunday hints later. And then this is yeah, this is definitely just going to be a rest. Nothing worth taking wit on there, so we'll just take a full 50 energy back and then we'll run it. Mood up, energy up is wonderful. Holy cow, these trainings are good. We'll take that friendship progress. Skill points 40 versus 10 stamina. I think I'd rather have 10 stamina just to get to 600. Okay, stamina training. It's okay enough. That way everyone can learn to make better parents from watching others play. And I think people really underestimate, like they're used to playing gacha games, so they're like, oh, everything is random, it doesn't matter. There's actually so many decision points in an average Umamusume run that give you an opportunity to extract value from your run, if you're paying attention to them. I think if you're just treating the game like a slot machine where you're like, I pull the lever and then results come out and I have no control over it, you are at a fundamental disadvantage for building competitive runners, for building competitive parents, for succeeding at team trials, for doing like anything at all. Versus, I'm obviously just going to take 30 energy and playtime's over. I like everything about that. And we're not going to see the rest of that current chain anyway. She's gone forever now. Thanks for the 30 energy, though. We'll take Slick Surge, because it's probably not going to get much cheaper than that. And then if we're going to be a late Surger parent, do I care about running late Surger, or do I want to just stick to pace? I think I stick to pace until wit is a bit higher. I don't think there's really any point running late Surger when we can't guarantee that our skills are going to go off. But we'll probably pivot to late Surger like halfway through senior year. Ryan Parent just turned in your first S rank. Congrats. That's huge. 2, 3, 2. Wow, the unity trainings are wonderful this turn. I'll just take the stamina. Let's switch over to agenda as well. Go ahead and give me 5 energy back. Give me some extra energy. God, Aishin's such a good support card for events. Specialty priority is nothing to write home about, but her events are crazy good. This puts Ticket to Burst. And does the same amount of friendship progress as Wit, and also gives us extra power from Etsuko being there. That seems great to me. Firm Conditions hint is okay. I don't love it, but it's fine. Decent Guts training, but I don't really want to train Guts. It is interesting that this probably puts Ticket to gold, but I don't think that's super important. I would honestly just rather preserve energy here and wait for a better training to show up somewhere else. And then obviously just take 30 energy. Probably just roll on Wit again, to be totally honest with you. We could technically race today, actually. Is there a trophy we need to win today? No. Yeah, then we just Wit. Just keep working on people's friendship, keep preserving energy. It is A-okay. I do not feel pressured at all to take bad trainings right now. It's literally the same training. it's exactly the same as it was last turn, but this time we at least have a good speed to go with it. So let's burn some energy. Because then if we Wit, we can continue recovering energy instead of just wasting it. That doesn't matter at all. We get a mood up this turn. It's another really good speed training. Grab that. 7 power, 7 mile. Those are crazy sparks for Orion Parent. You are extremely happy to have that. Power 20 versus speed 10, power 10. Our power's gonna get there, man. Let's take speed power, because it's gonna help us win races. Okay, power training. Horrible stamina training. Okay, speed training. Winning Ticket hint, though, very valuable. Position pill for outer swell, we care about a lot. We can't even get Slick Surge because we bought it. So we have like a 50-50 chance of getting something good. Is borrowing Fuku worth more than Kita-san? I don't think so. I don't think that Fuku is actually as good a card as people think that she is. The specialty priority is very, very bad. She's kind of interesting for parent runs because she makes it really easy to hit your stat thresholds for early races so that you don't have to worry about running stuff like the hopeful stakes, but for like an ace run, I don't think she's very good at all right now. She gets better in Make a New Track because she has race bonus. How much do I care about getting Taiki to burst? Not a ton. which means that this stamina training is just better than this power training. I like the idea that it pushes vodka to gold and gets Sunday really close to gold, but just give me the spirit training associated with this instead. 4 weeks in grinding parent runs, haven't gotten a single blue or a good 2-star blue and decent pink. That's the parent run life in a nutshell. Cardboard. Long periods of absolutely nothing punctuated by like a single good runner. So that you convince yourself that it's worth it at the end of the day. I like parent runs, man. Like, maybe there's just something broken about my brain, but if I'm not streaming parent runs, I'll just like put something up on YouTube on the other tab. Watch like some extended playthrough of, you know, I don't know, right now it's like Sips playing Project Zomboid. So I've just got that in the background and I'm just like, I'm pressing buttons and then I look at the spark screen and I either pog or I don't pog and that's about it. So this is complicated because we want to run the JF early December and we want to run the Hopeful Stakes late December, which is going to tank our energy. And if we fail this training, it is unfathomably bad. Because we fail this training, we get nothing for it, mood goes to good, and then we're running 2 races back to back, and then we are out of energy and we have to rest at the start of Classic Year. I think we rest now, even though that power training is good, so that we have a bit of an energy buffer going into early December, late December, and then we don't have to worry about what happens if things go off the rails. As much as I would like these, I would rather get G1s. Do I need to buy skills before this? Have I heard of Age of Wonders 4? I've heard of it, but that's about it. I haven't engaged with it beyond knowing that it's like a game that exists. It's okay. I'm not crying about it. We have so much energy. We can gamble. Okay, we can fix that. It's also a fixable problem. I don't think any of these trainings are worth chasing over running the Hopeful Stakes, although that is a really nice wit. Tazuna, what do you think about this? She still thinks speed is low. I don't think we've really had like any opportunity to fix that, but I do agree with her. Our speed is really low right now. I think we need to burst on it. Also, we haven't burst at all yet, which means we are 100% taking middle option in this Unity Cup round. That is just not good enough to bother gambling on top. We have 1 E-rank runner. Woof, man. Okay, so you need to go to mediums, and then Fuku can come to longs. We make this swap. And then we'll bump you up to ace. This is the most middle option team that I have ever seen in my life for Unity Cup Round 1. I would not be surprised to draw this, although I'm pretty sure we can win. Yeah, okay. Good enough. Some great Let's Plays that are perfect for background noise. I'll check it out. Also, yeah, I agree with Gabeline exactly on Fuku. I think the calculus changes if you're chasing like a good gold skill, but I can't... Wow, incredible power training. I can't overemphasize just how bad Super Lucky 7 is as a gold skill. It's horrendous. I also don't think that the failure production is really worth chasing. I don't think the energy discount is really worth chasing. If that's what you want out of Fuku, I think you should be running Rico instead, because she just does a better job of it, while giving you actual value. I think the biggest thing that Fuku's speed card contributes is the starting stats. And the only time that's really relevant is when you're doing a parent run. So, let's get Taiki to burst here, just to open up more burst opportunities for us. I'll take stamina here, because power is going to get there just fine. Skill. Gap closer is not going to be necessary. We could start buying some of this stuff. We'll probably be able to afford it at the end of the run, but I'd rather see if we can get it a little cheaper. Especially the stuff like mile corners and late surger corners, because there's 2 ranks of them, so buying them doesn't even take them out of like the skill hint pool. I really want to try and wait as long as possible on those. Alright, let's start book in our G1s for the season. I'll take speed and stamina, please. She does give 77 skill points on the last chain, but the last chain is a gamble. You're not guaranteed to get it. Every single step in that chain has a chance to fail. We'll go Shuka Show, we'll go JBC Classic, we'll skip November late, we'll do Champions Cup, and then we'll do Tokyo Dai Shoten. We'll also do Japan Dirt Derby, although I wouldn't mind skipping this because it does conflict with Summer Break, and we ran it last, or we won it last career. Yeah, you know what, maybe you're not actually that important. Well, no, our stats will get there anyway. I think we can afford to run a Summer Break G1. And then senior year, we're looking at like this. We're looking at this. We're looking at this. I should save these as a schedule to save myself the time clicking. And in fact, I think I will. We'll lock in the QE2 Cup. And that's most of the G1s that I care about. So this would be... Save here. This is mile, medium... Dirt G1. And then at least you can apply that to future runs. A burst on speed, don't mind if I do. Alright, that starts to solve a problem that we're having. Head-on hint! Why would you do this to me on a late surger run? I'm still gonna buy it. I'm never gonna not buy head-on. It's not gonna happen. This probably needs to be a full rest. I would really like to fix mood, but I don't think I can afford to. Oh, you forgot one. Victoria Mile. Victoria Mile can also get slotted in here. And then we save it over Mile Medium Dirt. There we go. Stamina is good for spirit training right now. I would just really like to fix my mood, but this puts 2 people to burst, and it puts Marvelous Sunday to gold. Should more likely see it as adding another layer of RNG. Yeah, that's what I would say. RNG isn't a bad thing. It depends on how much time you have to play. If you're playing Uma for like 4 or 5 hours a day, your appetite for RNG, or like your tolerance for RNG, your tolerance for gambling on high roll runs and then just having them go off the rails should be a lot higher than somebody who has like 30 minutes to knock out CM prep ace runs. When you have a limited amount of time to play every day, every single run that you have is so much more important because you just don't have as much time to spend. And so I think you should like let that influence the decisions that you make and how you make decisions in terms of how consistent you need your deck to be. If you only have 30 minutes a day to play, I don't know that I would run Fuku. I'd probably run Kitasan, but you know, if you're popping like TP juice and you're doing 6-7 careers a day, yeah, sure, gamble on it. Because when Fuku high rolls, it's going to be really good. You're just going to be throwing out like 9 bad runs for the sake of a 10th good run. Winner, by the way, winner. God, I wish I could take that speed. I would really love like a mood up at any point here from an event, because I'm not finding the time to recreate right now. These are both goal races, so we can't even get a mood up from them. Speed continues to be up. Oh, it's so close though. Neck, head. We were right in there. We were so close. This is Umamusume. Umamusume is so important, I might just buy it now. If we pick up Umamusume, And then we're already running Slick Surge. I think now might be the time that we pivot to running Late Surger, honestly. We've built most of like the Voltron engine of making a Late Surger really, really good. And also if there's 10 Late Surgers, we should get way out ahead of them in mid-race. It's a decent sign, but it's still not a win. And unfortunately, we're looking for wins specifically, because you do not get affinity or sparks for coming in second place. Decent power training, even better speed training. Why is Umastan important? I don't know, mechanically. I can't give you a good mechanical explanation for why Umastan is important. I can only tell you what it does. And what it does is skips a lot of pace down checks at the start of a race. I don't have a mechanical explanation for it, and I haven't found a good mechanical explanation for it. I can only describe what it does when I watch it work. We can watch a few races, and I can try and show you. D. Mile needs a lot of help here, but I don't have anybody I can send over. Honestly, wow, that's horrible. We're gonna do it anyway, because we took medium the first time. The best explanation I have for what Umastan does is, it's fine. It's okay. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Is the CM prep playlists that we did for, Capricorn. Capricorn? What was the one before the current one? Sagittarius. The CM prep runs we did for Sagittarius. We had a gold chip with Umastan in those runs, and in some of those lobbies, she would hit Umastan early, and then she would just behave like a pace chaser for the rest of the race. And I don't know why. Because mechanically that's not how it's supposed to work, but she did it anyway. So, as good as the speed training is, do I really need to... I really need to run an extra G1. Yes, it's a parent run. You do. Remember your goals. It's a parent run, you run G1s. Good win. Now, for these next 3 turns, we really need to work on speed. Bad, bad, bad. Good, but not worth the energy. This is our rest. It's good for spirit training progress. It puts Kita-san and Fuku to burst. It's not amazing stats-wise, but we're still relatively early in the run, so we should still be prioritizing spirit training. We take power always from summer break. It's an interesting burst on power. I really wish it was on speed, but I guess I don't mind just taking it. We have so many bursts right now, and we still need to work on Aishin's friendship. Yeah, we'll just take it. Yeah, what Kabalin is saying is correct as far as I understand what Umastan is supposed to do, but there's some races where it looks like Umastan just skips pace down completely. I don't mean like, well, it's active and then you just hit a pace down later. I mean like you ignore pace down for the first half of the race. Which I don't think is how pace down is supposed to work. I really don't want to be bursting on power right now. But I do want to be using the bursts up to get stats to level facilities. So we're kind of forced to burst on power here. Even though I would much rather be seeing these on speed. It's okay, we can fix our mood. So we're taking Umastan always, as long as it's not sprint. I think if you're a late surger, I think if you're anything but a front runner, and you have the option to take Umastan, you probably should. I think is like what the heuristic is. Because the idea behind Umastan is that it activates fairly consistently when you come out of the gate. Because that's the easiest time during a race to be near lots of other runners. It's not guaranteed to activate at that point, but it does activate at that point fairly consistently. The best explanation that I've found so far of Umamusume is a Reddit post. I know, not exactly like the most credible source of information, but it is like a really good explanation of when Umamusume is good and when it isn't, and it's one of the better write-ups that I've found for it. I'm not saying it's totally correct, but it's the resource that I use to think about Umamusume. Double burst on wit. No, not when there's a race. Let's see if we can watch Umamusume trigger. We'll watch the Shuka show. And we'll see if we can't catch it in action. So the way that pace down is supposed to work is the game picks the lead runner for each style. For front, for pace, for late, for end. And then if you are a style behind that runner, and you get too close to the target runner for that style, the game forces you to slow down. And that's called pace down. If you have a velocity skill active, you ignore pace down checks. But as soon as your velocity skill ends, pace down checks resume, and then halfway through the race, pace down ends. And pace down just doesn't happen anymore. So what Umamusume should do, if we can get it to trigger here, is it's going to let us launch out of the gate. It's going to get us way ahead of the other late surgers who are here, and we are now one of the back markers for the pace chasers. This velocity drop that we're hitting here is pace down, but you can see even after the pace down, we're still nowhere near the late surgers. We're still in like this weird middle ground, where we're ahead of every other late surger in the race. We're just not as close to the pace chasers as everybody else is. And this is the part of Umamusume that I don't fully understand, is it should be dropping you further back when you hit pace down, but it doesn't for some reason. So now we're out of pace down, there's no more restrictions on our velocity. Remember, we are a late surger. We are not a pace chaser, and we're in 4th. And we are nowhere near the late race transition. We are now the fastest pace chaser, but we are a late surger. That is what Umamusume does. And I don't fully understand why your pace down effects aren't as harsh when Umamusume activates. That is the mechanical gap that I have in my knowledge about the game right now, and I have not found a good explanation for it that explains it in a way that I understand it. But this is a really good example of a race where Umamusume probably did more work than anything else we did in terms of allowing us to win. Like, our positioning was very weird through that entire race in terms of how the game says the mechanics are supposed to work. It was very, very weird. And Umamusume does that relatively consistently, because right at the start of the race is when you're near every other runner. And that's Umamusume's trigger criteria. You have one undoubting explanation. I'm down to hear it. Good win, by the way. Energy minus 5 me, energy minus 20 me, I'll live. 100% we gamble on energy. I don't think we need to take a full rest here. I think I can afford to just take a wit. You're not very good. Well, maybe actually the speed is pretty good. It puts Aishin and Haru at burst. That's kind of interesting, actually. This is better for energy management. This is a lot better for, like, leveling. It can also work the other way around, where you get so paced down that the other Umas pass you. Yes. And that is one of the things that Reddit post says, is that people don't really know what leads to the pace down, like, over punishing you, and the pace down under punishing you. That's the specific mechanics gap that I have for understanding what Umastand does is why sometimes you are insanely punished for pace down and why other times it's like you just ignore it. I'm just gonna, well, no, this isn't a mile. No, this is a mile race. This is a mile race. No, these could get cheaper. Trust your instincts. I don't think you need any of this other stuff. We'll pick up playtimes over because I don't think it's going to get any cheaper. I think that's a fairly rare skill to get out of hints. As much as I would like to burst on speed, we need to be running G1s. Neither of these are goal races, which means we're a candidate for getting a free mood up out of them. Not off of that. Trouble breaking out of traffic, more power could help. That is getting blocked. That is not a power issue. This is going to be brutal on our energy. I'm still not going to take any of these. We're pot committed to just running both of these races and then having nightmare energy. So let's see if Umastand can win us this one again. Also, I'll BRB like 10 seconds. Alright, Sinus is a leaf. Umastand is basically just countering our late start here. Like, it hasn't catapulted us up to where the pace chasers are, but it basically canceled out our entire late start, which is kind of nice. We're gonna get nailed with a pace down here very soon. Unless we hit a velocity skill. Actually, pace down should be ending, like, right now. Maybe we'll be okay. Calling out for Fast Learner. I love Fast Learner, man. Junior year, I would rather have Charming basically every single time. Classic year, senior year, I think Fast Learner is the strongest condition you can get. This is a, oh my god, we're in like a prison. We're in a prison of runners. No, actually, we're breaking out. We kind of have a lane. Oh, we don't have a lane. You're not getting around them fast enough. Yeah, that's getting blocked again. Yeah, she's just not getting around that NPC runner. Alright. That's classic late runners getting blocked. Nothing you can do about that. We do not need to work on our speed, Tsuno. You and I did not see the same race. Would be an advantage of running Pace Chaser if we decided to. Patient F on miles. We can adjust that. Ryan's mile B. Ticket's mile F. I think we can just do this swap. We'll have a funky Brian ace on miles. Even though we're at mile B. And then we'll slide winning ticket up to be a medium ace. It also doesn't really matter because we lost the last round, and so we're going to get down matched in this one anyway. Okay. Fairly easy. This is going to take a lot of work to fix, though. So we're going to need to do a full rest senior year unless we have a burst on wit. And even then, I don't want to spend a burst on wit. I'd rather spend it on speed. Give me 30 energy. No burst on wit. Yeah, we just take a full rest here. And if we hit plus 70 and we overflow, then that's fine. We still need to recreate to fix mood as well. Really don't want to burst on wit. I want to burst anywhere else. So we could wreck this turn, or we could just run a G2, because we haven't won the Tokai Stakes before. So let's go unlock a trophy. I'm going to keep trusting Late Surgery, even though it's really not cooperating with us. Also, L has speed growth, right? Like, I'm not crazy. El Condor Pasa. 20% speed growth? Really? With a 3 speed card deck? I don't know, maybe our decision making is weird because we're doing a parent run, but on both of these runs, our speed has felt like it's really not showing up at all. Like, at all, at all. Maybe after we're done with winning ticket getting us in body and mind, which still hasn't happened this run yet, by the way. We're still waiting for that to show up. Maybe we run a 4 speed deck. And then we can burst on stamina and power and not really worry about speed. Also, what happened to my mid-race velocity? Holy cow. Because the speed has not been cooperating on these parent runs, and it's costing us a lot of G1s. And I don't like it. This does not look great right now, either. Acceleration is really not where it needs to be. We're also blocked by Ogre. We got around her, but I think it's way too late. We're gonna be like 4th? Yeah, we're gonna be 4th. Woof, man. She really does not want to cooperate in these first 2 runs. Should still be fine on fan threshold, though. I think. I didn't check it at all. Yeah, we're fine. Double rainbow speed. Alright, time to build attributes. Time to actually get decent speed. No, you should run the race. It's a parent run, you should run the race. You're gonna get to 600 speed anyway. Unless you crash out in the finals again. Or I guess technically before the finals. I don't think we even won the Arima Keenan last run. There's our mood up, so that's fixed at least. Never mind. Never mind, it's gone. Hope you enjoyed being at great mood. Those times are over. Oh, man. Is it 5 p.m. yet? Can I go do my my CM runs? I don't want to be here anymore. Oh, man. Show me Etsuko at the end of that tunnel. No? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're chill. It's good. It's good. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm still in control of the situation. Sad to say mood up. I need to start like a GoFundMe to get L's grandfather to move to Japan. Because it's interfering with my ability to produce a good runner. Oh, I forgot about... Okay, so we at least get the mood up from FanFest. I forgot there was a free mood up there. And then we can also burst on speed. Also, I'm putting Mambo in a cage. We're no longer having a free-flying Falcon pet. 8% failure, insane bursts on power, but that's not where I need bursts. I need bursts on speed right now, because power is going to get there and then some. So I think we need to turn that training down and actually just rest, because we have a busy race schedule for the last 4 turns here. And then as much as I would like to burst on this, it's a parent run, so we take G1s. We just hope that we have good luck over summer break. At least we're winning races now. That's a good sign. 4 turns until Unity. We already lost a round. I'm kind of like... it's... whatever. We do not need to gamble on slow metabolism here. Alright, here's our burst. We at least get that for the Unity Cup round. Reed Step, not something we're going to be buying. Team rank B makes it fairly unlikely we're going to be getting its on this run. No, it's a parent run. It's a parent run. It's a parent run, you run races. Oh, if I don't get in body and mind from Ticket, I'm gonna be really annoyed. Because I don't want to be running her as a card. I cannot wait until I can run 4 speed in this deck. Okay, we're back on track. We're back on track. Everything is okay again. Everything is good, and actually our runner is very successful, and everybody likes her. They all clap when she walks onto the racetrack. They all say, whoa, it's El Condor Pasa. She's my favorite, and she always wins races, and she never gets blocked and comes in like 9th. That's my favorite thing about her. And she's always in a good mood. Every time I see her, she's so happy all the time. Why are we running races and parent runs? What's the outcome? The outcome is skill points, so that we can buy more skills at the end of the run, which allows us to have a greater chance of getting white sparks. We're also running G1 races specifically, because each G1 race has a white spark associated with it, which gives us minor hints for specific racetracks. Oh, don't tempt me. I can't take that, it's too risky, but man, that's a good speed training. So you get race sparks from winning G1s, and then you also build parent affinity. So if a parent and grandparent share the same G1 race win, actually technically right now any race win, but in the future G1 race win specifically, you get extra affinity, which increases the odds of getting a good outcome during a mid-race inheritance event. So when we're doing a parent run, we don't have any control really over the blue sparks that we get. We're just trying to get to 600 speed, 600 stam, 600 power, which, speaking of, we probably need to start bursting on power and stamina now to get that to where it needs to go. We have very little control over blue sparks. We have almost no control over pink sparks. But what we can control is the amount of affinity that we're getting out of the runner and the white sparks that we're getting in terms of the skills that we decide to buy at the end of the run. So when we're thinking about doing parent runs, we're trying to get good white sparks every single time, and then we're just crossing our fingers and we're hoping for good blue and pink sparks to show up at the same time. That look weird seeing me up at 3 PM and not 3 AM. The 3 AM release date for the videos is honestly just because that's the latest I could possibly imagine myself doing a run, so it lets me release them consistently. I'm doing the recordings anywhere between like 6 PM to 1 AM most of the time. It's just a consistent release time. I actually have like a normal sleep schedule, mostly. It's not totally normal, but mostly normal. If I pull on Narita Top Road, do you think I could also pull on Summer Marazinski Speed? Maybe. I'm not exactly sure what my pull plan is right now. What I'd really like to do is actually pull on the Marazinski and Fine Motion banner, because I would really like to have a few more uncap levels for Fine Motion. I'm 100% pulling on Narita Top Road, though, because we missed Matikane. So we need one of those 2 cards for Make a New Track. And we're getting like 100 free pulls on that banner, too, so it's really going to double up on being able to save some of our carrots. I think what might end up happening, and I need to double check the date on this, is that we might be going for like the Agnes Tachyon speed card instead of the Summer Marazinski pull in summer, and then hitting Summer Marazinski during the rerun when she comes with Fine Motion as well, because I think that's a really high value banner, if you're free to play. Do I care about buying anything here? We're getting close to buying Mile Straight Smile Corners, but we're not there yet. Late Surger Corners, I could stomach at this point. Ignited Spirit Speed, I could also stomach at this point. I just like turning this into a white spark. Parent run just abruptly ended before the final inspiration. Yeah, did you see the last one we did? Where the parent run abruptly ended before the finals? It happens to the best of us. Really need winning ticket to show up right here with final event. Come on. I'm manifesting it. Oh! Yes, man. Okay, we're done. We're done. Buy it before it can run away. Lock it in. Now all we have to deal with is gold chip for Corner Connoisseur, which I'm also really not excited about, but that's a big one checked off. It's crazy. His prediction game is crazy. Okay, and we get to go to the finals. A good parent run? Actually, maybe good parent run? Time to get like 1-star speed, 1-star power. Or 1-star speed, like 1-star mile or something like that. Would be nice to win Unity Cup. We do only have a single B runner right now, but everybody's at A rank. Where's your fast learner manifest? I don't even know where fast learner would come from in this deck. I think the only place you can really get it is from like the master trainer events. It's really, really uncommon. Yeah, that's fine. We're not gonna get nimble nav. That's okay. It's okay. Not every parent run is going to be perfect. We do need to probably train stamina one time here, though. We can ignore speed. We'll hit wit to preserve. What am I hoping to get with the SSR ticket? Anything that's not a duplicate. As long as it's not Special Week or Taiki, I'm fine. If I had the luxury to be choosy, McQueen would probably be pretty nice. I'm a big fan of McQueen. I think frontrunners in longs are pretty few and far between. She also has a surprisingly good unique for inheriting, for turning into a parent. I think I have to take both of these stamina trainings just to get to 600. Take you. Ogre would obviously be nice because that's just an extra dirt runner in the roster. Marazinski would be nice because technically she can be a dirt runner. I think she's like dirt D or something like that. So like it's usable. I think we pass away here. Just not enough speed probably. It's not a stamina issue. No, never mind, we're fine. We just got blocked 2 races in a row apparently. Do G2 and G3 also contribute to affinity? Right now they do. So right now the way the game works, as far as I know, and I might be wrong on this and you should double check me, but I think right now every shared race win is +1 affinity. G1, G2, and G3. Later, and I don't know when, that's going to change, where G1s give +3 affinity and G2s and G3s give 0. This is probably where we pass away, by the way. I don't think we're winning this last race. But we're still going to get enough stats to get stamina over 600. There we go. Alright, so we're not getting a finals win. That's okay. We're not getting nimble nav. That's okay. We're still getting good white sparks, though, hopefully. So we can also pick up mile corners and mile straights now. We can also pick up straightaway recovery as something nice and generic. We never actually saw a corner adept, which is kind of surprising. So we can buy a full price straightaway adept as just another generic hint. Do I like anything more than that? Actually, if we didn't get straightaway adept, can I get both ranks of these? Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think that's much better. So we're kind of locked into being a mile late surger here. when we have a lot of affinities all over the place. Why do I need to hope to get anything if it's a choice? I don't think... Is the ticket that you get from training the trainer a selector? I thought it was a random pull. If it's a selector, that changes everything. Okay. It's not as good as the previous one. In fact, it's not really that good at all, but I guess we save it if we need late Surger Sparks for some reason. 2-star Umamusume and 2-star Playtime's over is really nice, but I don't think that's as usable as the previous one. P6 races is crazy. Oh. We're getting an SSR selector ticket with the anniversary. Support card selector. Yeah, 1-star Wit comes again, but again, the blue sparks and the pink sparks you can't really control. What you can control is the white sparks. And so if you're thinking about parent runs and you're like overwhelmed by parent runs, what you should focus on for the process that we've been using for these runs is what the white sparks look like. Because we are very intentionally trying to control these. We're running extra races, we're farming extra skill points, and we're being really deliberate with what skills we buy, because this is what we want our white sparks to look like. So ignore wit, ignore blues, ignore pinks. Those are mostly random. You don't have a ton of control over them. You're trying to generate white sparks like this and like this on basically every single parent run, so that when you do get lucky on your blues and your pinks, you have good white sparks associated with them. That's the general philosophy behind planning a parent run, basically. 38 of 40. Last one we need is gold chip. I don't think... Yeah, it's not a selector, it's a scout. So it's gonna be RNG. And then also, we need to... Oh, he was grinding for it. Oh, I was grinding for it. Yeah. Sorry. Got it. Yeah, we were talking about two separate things. We were talking about the selector ticket that's coming, and then we were also talking about this thing. The career reward ticket, because we haven't finished that one yet. So now comes the pain. Now comes the most psychic damage of the run. We need to get corner on... Oh, wait, this is support card list. I need skills list. Corner con. Options are Yukino Baijin Guts. Actually, maybe there's an argument for using this. It is Spec Prio 50 and 10% training effectiveness. Is it a chance to get Corner Connoisseur? No, it's guaranteed. You know what? God, all of her events take energy from you, though. Steadfast medium corners is not amazing. You know, race bonus 10, fan bonus 20 is pretty significant. Let's borrow Baijin instead of Gold Chip, because I really... I cannot express just how much I dislike Gold Chip Stamina card. So who has an MLB Baijin available for borrow? And also, let's make sure it's actually a good parent, because we might use it later. So like 7-star blue anything, 7-star pink anything. We have 7 records. We have a Bokshin, a Rice Shower, a lot of corner adept hints on this Tachyon. Tail Health High, Ignited Spirit Speed. None of these are amazing. I don't see any like super interesting chase white skills here. I guess Ramp Up Corner Adept is actually pretty good. We may use that parent. I mean, we may actually never use that parent, but let's just seek value here. So we'll get rid of this. We'll go see if they have a friend. Those missions have no time limits? Yeah, they have no time limits. And Gold Chip support card is also very energy hungry as well. Not only is Gold Chip energy hungry, but she's energy hungry and gives you guts back. Here, I'll show. It's truly, truly a horrible card. This gold chip SSR is the one that gives Corner Connoisseur. So you have a ton of random hints, which is kind of nice, but also you have almost no control over which of these you get. Like, you might get Umastan, and you're like, whoa, Umastan, that's great. You might get Strategist, which is horrible. And then for your events, would you like to trade 10 energy for 25 stamina and early start? Sure, that seems like an okay deal. Would you like to trade 10 energy for 25 guts and end closer savvy? You're kind of pushing it. And then the last one isn't that bad. What is risky business? Oh, this is new. She didn't used to give risky business on this event. Still though, we're not going to be running that. It's not a good card. And then if you actually look at it like stats wise, no specialty priority, no mood effect, 5% training effectiveness, no race bonus. There are so few redeeming qualities about this support card. Like, it is up there for top 5 worst cards, period. It is really, really bad. Sad to know you didn't get the free event card simply because you didn't start the game enough. It is, like, disappointing. You would think that eventually they could add those in through, like, club points or friend points or something like that for people to, like, catch up on old events, even if it's, like, a year later, but it does kind of suck that if you didn't start playing right at the start, you just never see those cards ever again. Yeah, max hints every time. Max hints so you can just like get a skill and then get it removed from the table, but half the hints are bad is the thing. It's like, oh good, I can buy... Wait a minute, where is Baijin? Did I not click add friend? Did I look them up and then just not press add friend? I bet I did. That sounds like something I would do. Let's go find them again. Yep, sure enough. There we go. Okay. Let's go finish this up then. L again. Same parents are fine. Friends, give me Baijin. Ticket, thank you for your time. You are being replaced with any other speed card. And I would really like them to be a speed card that, like, builds stats. So it's probably going to be like a 1 uncapped sweep Tosho kind of situation. This is not for skill hints. Skill hints are incredibly underwhelming. It is for stats. It is to allow us to win G1s. We'll keep Umastan, that's fine. We'll keep Marvelous Sunday, that's fine. Vodka and Asian Flash are here to also just, like, give us speed. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Sorry, I have a lot of chat to catch up on because I was looking at another tab. Let's skip off short elements. Change from +1 to +3 for G1's with 2nd year anniversary in JP. Okay, yeah, so that's a while away still. Just roll Ogre. I would really not mind getting Ogre out of the selector. Especially with a Dirt CM coming up. Ogre would be very, very nice to have. 2, 2, 2, 0, 0. We take speed. We're learning from our previous mistakes. Anytime I have the opportunity to take speed, I'm taking speed. No, I don't need explanation. In the future, I'll be able to obtain an item called Bookmark of Recollection that lets me review SSR cards and event stories. Oh, okay, that's great. I did not know that there was going to be a catch-up mechanic, but it's really nice to have that. Cards look so brutal. Hopefully you get some more decent SR and SSR cards with next pulls. Excuse me, you're talking to a CM9 round 2A contestant right now? I'll have you know that these cards are good enough for reasons that I can't fully explain to do okay at CMs. I don't know why, but we'll see how we hold up for the rounds that we'll do on stream today. But I agree. If you haven't watched the last YouTube video, I think we are really, like, at the limit of what we can do for long runners. Just because I'm bereft of good stamina cards right now. I have so little to work with to get gold recoveries specifically. Trying to run Reischauer's stamina card from club points, which is not good, just to have a chance to get adrenaline rush, which is not good, does not feel great when you're trying to put a long runner together. And it's the best option that we have for gold recoveries on longs by far. In dirts, would I choose Christmas Ogre or casual? It depends on the track. If it is a longer mile, like an 1800, I think Christmas Ogre is probably going to be slightly better because 777s is going to be more reliable as a way to activate your unique. If it is a 1600 mile, I think it is going to be more difficult to have that skill be consistent. We cannot end support card event chain. Jesus. We take top. So if it's a shorter mile, I think I'm going with normal Ogre. If it's a longer mile, I think I'm going with Christmas Ogre. We'll just take the spirit training option here. This is fine. That's a mood up. We take those. We might not have to recreate. It's okay. It's okay. It's bad. It's okay. It's good. It's probably the best training we have. Yeah, Triumphant Pulse is just a really consistent unique, which is nice. It's not amazing on like shorter sprint tracks, but Ogre's not supposed to be a sprinter anyway. Wow, I wish I could take that power. I wish I could take a lot of this, but I think this is probably just a rest. You know what? We take speed. Maybe this is the problem. Maybe we need to start prioritizing speed in events, if it's that much of a problem for us consistently. That's also just a good speed training. Yeah, Christmas Ogre is very track specific, whereas the base Ogre is very generalist, and I haven't looked at the track for CM10 yet. I tend to not do my prep like super far in advance. I usually do like the CM in front of me, and then I take a week off for burnout mitigation, because CM runs are, like, a lot of work. And then I start doing prep for the next CM. So that means we're probably looking at, like, 3rd week of February for starting CM10 prep. But it's also part of why we're trying to put together a dirt parent. Because if we had a nice dirt parent for the upcoming CM, that would be very nice. It's okay. It's really good. Great friendship progress, and also good spirit training progress, and we can train safely next turn. I am fine with that. It's also a good speed training. I would gamble on 7%. I'll take anything under 10, man. You're not always going to win the under 10% gamble, but you're going to win it a lot of the time. And then this probably just forces us to rest. Yeah, you do have to run a ton of recoveries for her, and that also makes her marginally worse in miles, because you should not need that many recoveries to run a mile in the first place. It also makes it more deck dependent, because you need better wit cards to be able to support running Christmas Ogre. Like, if I had Christmas Ogre on this account, I would not be building her. Our wit cards are actually, like, pretty good, but I don't have good enough cards to actually support building her. That's a good stamina training. This is really nice training RNG so far. We have had really good junior year trainings. That's also really good. We could probably still train safely next turn. It's going to be a little sketchy. Never mind, we're going to get energy back from Asian Flash being here. And then we can take a great burst on power. Dude, where was this RNG for the last 2 runs? This is really nice so far. Slick Surge hint? Everything is great so far. We're looking at a wit training here, if it's good. It is good. And then we're hoping we hit like a small energy recovery to train safely next turn. Late surge or corners is a big hint. 15% failure on power is a little rich for my blood. 13% on stamina is also a little sketchy. It's a nice plus 70 energy recovery, though. I also really like spending -5 energy on this event. You just get a ton of stuff out of it. I'm trying to look at how your deck performs for long runners. Can't tell what's deck issue and what's skill issue. The card quality matters so much more for long runners than for like any other distance. I'm inclined to say that if you're having trouble building long runners, but you're not having trouble building like mile runners, it's probably just a card problem. Because you need so many more stats in order to make a successful long runner. It's a good guts training, but it's not better than running a G1. We're not going to buy late surge or corners this early because I'm going to run the first few races as a pace chaser, which means I'm actually not going to buy anything. Let's run the Hanshin JF. Good start. Whoa, 1-star late spark upon you. Mods? Mods, escort this person from the stream. They're spreading negative emotions. Mile corners, absolutely. Yeah, the unique passives introduction is going to be really neat. I don't have any sense of how that's going to change like how you put a deck together, because I just haven't played with any of those cards yet. But I think more card selection criteria beyond this card has good specialty priority, therefore you should run it, is going to make the game more interesting to play for sure. Second is okay. It's okay. We won the Hanshin JF. We don't have to run we don't have to win every single G1. We don't have to be greedy. It's okay. I don't think there's any shot in heck that we're going to run like 28 races and win all 28 of them with this deck. D Taiki on sprint, E Asian on long. Us on mile with decent stats right now. Am I a bad enough dude to take top? Yes. I am. I trust in my deck. I trust in my deck and my runners. Okay. Alright. That gives us so much more flexibility for the rest of the run. Also, for everybody in the comments who's like, you should take middle option all the time on the first race because it's RNG, I did that recently. Not in a run that I was doing on stream, on another run somewhere else, and I ran into Turf Queens in the finals. And I had to beat Turf Queens to get to rank 5. And it did not feel good, and I did not succeed. So there is still a part of me, it's a fine speed training to take. There's a part of me that's like, the more often you can run the top option, you should. Because if you've won your 4 top options, and you get to June late senior year, and you have to beat Turf Queens to get to rank 2, you can take the middle option as a fail case, and you can avoid them. Turf Queens is a harder team to beat than Zenith, in most cases. So you really want to try to stay out of their way if you can. As much as I want to burst on this power, by the way, this is just a good wit training to take. I don't feel like gambling on a 10% there, when I could just take a totally safe option that is also equally good. And then we can take power later. Especially with a little extra energy recovery there. Do we have anything worth buying yet? Gap closer? No, we're not doing all that. Late surger corners? We might be doing it, but we're not a late surger yet. You know what? We're going to buy Umamusume. I believe in the power of Umamusume to just win races that we shouldn't be winning otherwise. And then let's also load in our race schedule here. Won against Turf Queens, but then lost to Zenith. Hey, RNG is RNG, but Turf Queens are a really scary team. Good win. I feel like 3 speed, 2 stamina Rico does feel like it should work. It should, as long as the stamina cards are okay, and as long as you have like 10% speed growth. I really want to take top option here just for the stats. Like, I do not want guts. And we don't get a mood up for a very long time from this point on. You know what? I can deal with low energy better than I can deal with low mood. So let's just tank our energy. It's kind of unfortunate to miss out on that training, but I can also just take a full rest here. Great burst on power. Also has an Asian flash hint associated with it. Never had to fight turf queens going middle top. I'm telling you, it can happen. Just because it doesn't happen to you yet, hasn't happened to you yet, does not mean it can't happen at all. That's a good wit training, but I think I need to take this speed training just for stats. 24 and 9 is like a pretty big deal right now. And our speed has consistently been an issue in these parent runs, so I think I need to prioritize it more highly. We can also safely train next turn if we want to. Oh, no, we can't, because we're running Yokusho. We're going to lose energy for that. That's okay. It's alright, it's fine. Standard distance hint, straightaway recovery hint. Those are both fine. They're not amazing. What are we passing up to race the Yokusho? We're passing up a good speed training. But we're Ds across the board in speed, stamp, power right now, and we're early in Classic here. I'm very comfortable racing right now. Oh well. Reasonable stats for the Dirt CM are like 12, 600, 1,300, 800. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. I historically don't think I've been very good at building mile runners, so we'll see how that CM goes. This has to be a full roast. We'll see how that CM goes. I swear I don't sandbag every single CM, even though we've sandbagged the last 2 CMs and then done fine, but like, I don't know. Sometimes you get lucky. Late corners, late straights. We can probably just grab at this point for extra velocity. And then we're probably going to pick up Slick Surge here pretty soon as well. And then we transition to being a late Surger at this point. Good. I'm trying to add power to the long deck for specific style hints. I think that only works if your power cards are really, really good. Like, really good. A close friend of mine, who I spend a lot of time talking to, has managed to make S-rank long runners using a deck that does not look like it should work on paper. It is 3 speed, 1 power, 1 stamina, and Rico. And that works for generating an S-rank runner. But the stamina card is like a 2 limit break Creek, and the power card is a 1 limit break Vodka. So that's like about how good your cards need to be to make that happen, in my opinion. We'll also grab Slick Surge if we're pivoting to being a late Surger now. So I want to win races. So this is like a little skill point inefficient, but... Oh, we need to switch to late! That's fine, we win anyway. We need to switch to late next race, though. We're throwing. Okay, I think the only power cards right now that are capable of doing solo power are Ogre Cap and Vodka, and that's it. It's just those two. And if you don't have either of them, I don't think you should be running power on longs. I want to gamble on this stamina training so bad. Because it puts Vodka to burst. It consumes a burst before a Unity Cup round. Let's go. Good. Very good. And then we rest. Horrible rest. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We can rest in summer break, and we'll just get rid of it. It's okay. We can tank that just fine. D's across the board. Yukino Sion sprints. I don't love that. So we switch you and Taiki probably. No, wait, you're Taiki. Can I get a mile runner over here somehow? There's a way to make this... No, there's not a way to make this work. Because Sunday can't run miles. We need to be the mile ace, and then we have D's everywhere. Trying to run over in your head how the seeding would work to Turf Queens in last race. I don't know how the seeding works for Unity Cup, so it's possible that, like, you can't, but I 100% saw it. I know that sometimes people on the internet are incorrect. I promise you that I had a run where I took middle first round and then went top, 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 and had to beat Turf Queens to get it. But I also have not found good documentation on... Oh, that's a good training to pass up for a G1. It's a really good training to pass up for a G1. No, we gotta run races. It's a parent run, we gotta run races. Stick to the plan. Good. Tried Rice for one of the long CMs because she gives recovery if you pick her team. The problem is that Rice's power card is not good. She's good for giving you Swinging Maestro. She's good for giving you cooldown. She is not good for giving you stats, which is the biggest problem that you have for long runners. Is every card in your deck needs to be giving you something because of just how high the stat demands are. Single rainbow speed? I'm sad. Well, you know what? You know what? No, I don't care about your hints is the thing. I would really like to get Sweep Tosho to gold. But this is the same amount of spirit training, and it's better stats. So we're going to take it. Cactus, if you DM me, I can send you what my friend's long runners look like. My friend. Not mine. My friend. I think I gamble on this speed training too, honestly. Huge. Huge! This is looking very good stats-wise right now. This is a rest. That's a great time to get plus 70. Welfare Rice SSR is not a good card. I was talking about Power Rice. Welfare Rice is not a good card, but I think everybody knows that. I was talking about, like, Rice Shower's Power card. That is not a good card either. It's better than the Welfare card, but it is still not good. Practice Perfect is nice. We have been taking some fairly gambly trainings in this run. Straightaway recovery is kind of interesting, but I don't feel like I need it. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I think we're good. Power Rice SSR is also a scam, don't do it. That's what I'm talking about. Also, let's be a late searcher. Before we forget. We're going back to being a pace chaser. Oh, never mind. We lost by a neck. That's luck. That's just luck. I was gonna say, is it the Spring Tenno ending your run? Because that's normally the run ender. One, one, two, one, two. These are all horrible. Let's take Shukusho. If you're dying to Spring Tenno, it's a stamina issue. You need like 550 to 600 to get through that race safely, and even then you're not guaranteed to win. If you've been watching the winning ticket runs that we've been doing on the pre-recorded YouTube videos, We had a run where she was at like 670 stam and she came in second. It was messed up. Like, the Spring Tenno is by far the hardest career race out there. Great wit training. Good stamina burst. Neither of these are better than just taking a race, though. Good first. This is already a lot better in terms of converting to race wins. Double rainbow speed is so good for where we're at right now. It's a really, really nice guts training for spirit training progress, but, well, you know what? We are winning races. And this is a lot of progress towards more spirit bursts later on in the run. Our facilities right now are only level 3. So, like, we're not really at our transition point yet. I don't like transitioning into actually training speed heavily until we're at, like, speed 4. Is it crazy to take this guts training? It's conceivable that we could burst on all 4 of these trainees. I think we take this guts training. It's so much spirit training progress. If we convert all 4 of those into spirit bursts, that's like 80 extra stats that we're getting. That vastly outweighs the stats we would get from taking the double rainbow on speed. And then all of these trainings are bad, so we can just run Champion Scout. Good. Back to first. We have plenty of energy to gamble. We'll hit the -5 anyway. We'll hit the +30 anyway. Low metabolism, I can live with. Honestly, I can live with it. And then we still haven't won the Daishoten. We could get Connoisseur now, because we know we're going to need it eventually, and I don't think acceleration is going to get much cheaper. Even if it did, I don't want people giving me corner acceleration hints. Like, I actively don't want hints on this if it's on your table. So let's just grab it. That way we at least know we're done with the 3-star ticket and we won't like forget to buy it at the end of the run. And then here's Tokyo Daishoten attempt number 3. This is the strongest L that we've had at the Daishoten so far. We'll see if it's good enough. Late start isn't great. Show me Uma stand though. Show me Uma stand. No, Uma stand is a little awkward too, but at least we're out in front of the late surgers. This just means that Uma stand can be mid-race velocity now. There it is. And late surger straights. Is it trainee or support card ticket? It's a trainee ticket. So it's a 3-star, it's a random pull on a 3-star trainee. And the only way it goes badly for us is if we hit a dupe of Taiki Shuttle or... What's the other 3-star we have? Can I not remember our second 3-star trainee? We have 2 of them. There's another 3-star trainee in there somewhere. For some reason, I can't remember who it is. But there's only 2 duplicates that we could potentially hit. I think she can make this work if she hits acceleration here. We need to see Slick Surge like right now. There you go. That's good acceleration. We have an outside lane. We have a long ways to go to catch up on that Smart Falcon, though. Like a really long ways to go. I don't think we're making it. Oh, the Daishoten is a hard race, huh? That looks so much better than 4th. Well, we'll keep trying it. I'm surprised by how much trouble we're having winning the Daishoten. Oh, it's special week! Yeah, that's right. When multiple skills activate at the same time, do durations stack or do timers run concurrently? Timers run concurrently. And the best visualizer for that, and in general, my preferred site for any kind of like visualization of where skills trigger and when is Umulator. I think Umulator just is the best visualization for figuring out when skills trigger, period. If you're looking at whether it's going to hit at the right time in like a CM, if you're going to get acceleration in late race, I really like the way that they display it. We still have the option to take middle here, and that looks like a pretty sketchy top option, and we did skip a lot of bursts this year. Let's take our one middle. This is a good time for our gimme middle option. There we go. Have a good one, Shorts. I'll catch you around next time. Alright, into senior year now. This is the best run we've had so far in terms of race wins and stats. We will see if we can convert it. We are carrying slow metabolism right now, which means we want to look at training power or stamina. This is a fine turn to just take power because it's going to put 2 trainees to burst. Every turn that we ignore slow metabolism is actually a chance for it to go away. It's a low chance, but it's a chance for it to go away. You think the Kachi fork is better? It probably is, but it's slower for me to find that link, honestly. If you have a fast link to the Kachi dev, or the Kachi link, feel free to post it, because I do think it's the better option. I just don't have it readily on hand. I think we're also fine training power here. It's going to pull our stamina up. And there's slow metabolism gone. So we lost 1 good speed training to slow metabolism, and that's it. And then it eventually cleared itself, and now we're good to go again. Just in time to take a double rainbow speed training. Oh, that was the Feb Stakes. That sucks. I completely lost track of what day it was. No, wait, it was. Today's the Feb Stakes. Okay, we're fine. We're good. I would love to take this power training, but I'll take Feb Stakes. Just type Kachi into Google instead of Umulator. The problem is I forgot that it was Kachi Dev. I know that there's Umulator and then there's like better Umulator, but better Umulator isn't SEO'd very well, and Umulator is. So I would have to take the one neuron that controls knowing that Umulator is the Umulator site that I like and replace that neuron with the neuron that says that Kachi Dev is the site that I like. And I haven't done that yet. My neurons have been busy working on other stuff for a while. We do need to burst on stamina here at some point, probably, but I don't mind the wit energy recovery here. I think we're doing good enough on core stats that I can get a little greedy on where I'm spending some of these other bursts. So let's take that. Tether, not a hint we're going to be using. Good skill, but not really the plan for this parent run. We are passing up on a good wit training, and that's about it to go run the Osaka High, but that's fine. I'm A-okay with that. What is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization. It's the specific keywords that you use to find information on the internet. Well, actually, technically, it's the specific terms that algorithms use to highlight information on the internet, if you want to be very specific. So the process of SEO is like knowing what words to use to find the relevant information that you're trying to find. I'll just remember that it's Kachi Dev. Actually, if I wanted to be really organized, I would just put together like a bookmarks folder in Firefox and then reference that when I wanted to. This is probably a rest. I don't feel like gambling 20% on any of these. Let's just get some energy back here. Burst on stamina, exactly what we want. Let's just take that before we have to think too hard about it. Uptempo's mediums, unfortunately, right? Or is uptempo the precursor for its on? No, uptempo's mediums. Yeah, we're not buying that then. It's a good speed training, but I don't think we need it. I think I can just run Victoria Mile here instead, and then we'll probably rest, and then Yasuda Kinen, Takarazu Kinen, and into summer break. continuing to win races. At least we've got that going for us, which is nice. Continuing to hit -5 energy, too. Looking at single rainbow speed. Oh, really? You know what? This wit training is good enough that I probably take it. Do I take it? We run the Yasuda after this, and if we run the Yasuda and we gamble on energy loss and hit -20, it's really unpleasant. Because it means we have to rest first turn of summer break. Whereas if we rest now, we probably don't need to. And wit isn't our core stat for a parent run. Yeah, we can ignore it. We can ignore it and take a rest, just so that we have better trainings in summer break. Passing up on a really nice power training in order to run the Yasuda, but that's okay. All the speed SRs at 0 copies, except 2 LB Taishin and 3 LB Sweepy. I would love to take, like... I would love to have 2 more copies of Tosho. It's still, like... We don't have to gamble on this, we can just take +10. The biggest thing we're looking for on pulls is still not SSRs. We're looking for SR cards. That's the biggest source of improvement that we have right now. It's probably true for the next 20 pulls that we do. So, like, after the Narita Top Road and Admire Vega banner, that's the point where our SR cards should be good enough to carry us, and our main means of improvement is going to be improving our SSRs, but this account is not at that point yet. This account is still very actively looking for duplicates of SR cards. Everybody see across the board. No changes required. We do have to take top here, but that's fine. It's okay. There is still a chance that we could get Nimble Nav from the end of the run. It's a low chance, but there's still a chance. Not everything can be perfect. When it comes to affinity, does winning the same G1 twice make it better? It only counts whether they won it or not. It doesn't count how many times they won it. This is an okay stamina training for just spirit training progress, and we still need stamina to shore up a bit, so we'll take that. Not good. Wit is fine here to just preserve energy. Because today is Valentine's, make sure I set the home screen to random. I'm pretty sure it's on random. I can double check though. Decent guts, but again, I need to spend on stamina right now. I don't need to spend on guts. So I think we just continue to roll wit. It's a good stamina training. Yeah, we take that. Yeah, winning the same G1 gives you skill points. It doesn't increase your chance at Spark, it doesn't increase your affinity, but you can run the same one twice if you really need skill points. I'd suggest you try and avoid it. Like, find unique G1s if you need skill points, unless you really, really, really need them, but you can if you want. Not great, not great. Probably the best training we have available. Yeah, we'll just work on speed. Speed is fairly low. The conversations on the home screen do give you a very small amount of archive progress. It's not a lot, but it's not nothing. Single rainbow speed, single rainbow power. Good spirit training on stamina. This gives us a burst on Baijin. Pushes McQueen closer. Yeah, it's probably good enough. Yeah, and also what Cactus said. Sometimes it makes sense to run them earlier in the career so that if you do lose them, you can try again in senior year. Like the Yasuda Kinan, the Takarazuka Kinan, the Mile Championship in Japan Cup, that kind of stuff. It's just more chances to be able to win them if you try them earlier. Good. How are we looking on total races run right now? We should be around 26 or so. Stamina plus 20 is massive. That's exactly what we want right now. 19 races, 15 wins. That's better than what we have had this run. It's good to know we have 2 bursts available. Those need to go to speed and stamina at the end of the run, but for now we're just going to keep running G1s. Okay. One hint for ignited spirit speed. We really haven't burst that much, huh? Yeah, no, we've only burst 7 times. The Japan Cup, we're gonna need to rest in early December. Okay. And then we've got Arima Keenan late December, and then we're into finals. This has been a very good parent run so far. We'll see if it turns into like actual results, but power plus 20, speed plus 10, power plus 10. Guess I'd rather have speed power, because it's speed. Not good, not good, not good, not good. It's a fine time to take a rest. Unique level up. Arima. We should be fine to win the Arima here. Stats are good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let me know how your long runner stuff goes. I can't overemphasize how hard it is to build a long runner with bad cards. It is very, very tricky. Like, I'm leaning towards just rebuilding that Tachyon and not moving to double Dominator on mediums until we pull on the Narita Top Road and Admire Vega banner. Because I don't think I can I don't think my stamina cards are good enough to take a runner with a unique recovery off of longs. Yeah, that's unexpected. Or that's expected. Alright, so we're not going to get Nimble Nav hint, but it does mean that we can avoid them in the finals. Which means we have a chance of actually winning the finals and getting another nice stat bump from that. We need to burst on stamina. We need to pull stamina up. This puts it at 600, so we can skip it after this. Studious is whatever. That's just insurance that it'll get to 600. I guess technically we didn't need to burst on it because like we'd get there with the race rewards, but still. It's good to not have to think about it. Single rainbow speed with an Asian flash hint. That's fairly relevant. There are yet more hints that we could get out of her. Ramp up is a great one. Semis. We should also still have one more burst. Almost time for the CM runs. I'm counting it down. It's a lot of pressure off to have made it into A on the first day. But it's also a lot of pressure on because I wasn't expecting to be in A at all. So, at least we finally had a good L parent run where everything kind of connected. If nothing else, I'm pleased with that. And we did get technically like a usable mile spark out of one of them. It would be impressive if we managed to get 3 runs with back-to-back 3-star pinks, though. Like, already getting the 3-star late Surger spark was interesting. We did never get Team Rank S either, so we missed It's On, but at least we got Ramp Up. We definitely want to buy that. That's just a great generalist skill, again. Alright, so what are we looking for? Ramp Up? For sure. Mile straightaways for sure. Mile corners for sure. Late Surger straights and corners already bought. Ignited Spirit Speed, nice and general. We have 750 points to spend. Late Surger 2, Late Surger Straight 2. Mile corners 2, mile straights 2. Home stretch haste. Straightaway recovery. Standard distance? That's beautiful. We ran exactly the races that we needed to buy everything we wanted. There's nothing here that we don't want to buy. Hey, watch fly is like... I think it's whatever. You don't usually need recovery skills, and it doesn't do enough debuffing to be worth it. Double straights, double corners. I thought we got it, I thought. We're double mile straight, double mile corners. We're double late straight, we're double late corners. We got all of them. We got everything we wanted. Show me 1-star guts. I gotta stop saying. I gotta stop letting my intrusive thoughts out before the game shows me what's gonna happen, man. That's messed up. Cardboard, you still here? Does this give you like a bit of Schadenfreude? Knowing that I assembled the greatest parent run of like the last 2 weeks and we flamed out on that. That was 25 races, 21 wins, Cactus. Which is, this is like sweet spot, I think. I did, you know what, you're right. I did technically get what I asked for. And we were trying to farm Dirt Sparks, so there it is. Technically a usable parent for CM10. We're gonna, I don't know, we might do that next week too. L is actually a really good parent. Like, usable, unique, tons of versatility for aptitudes. Very good. To the glue zone? No, we're saving her for the next transfer portal. We're gonna get money out of her. Alright, let's go see what we get out of the poll. And then what are we waiting for here? Teo Show and Tokyo Daishoten. How did I not run the Teo Show? Because that's a medium dirt. Did it just conflict with like other stuff that was going on? Teo Show. Oh, it conflicts with the Takarazuka Kinen in senior year. That's why I couldn't do it. Alright. We're probably going to need Taiki to run that then, which means that we're going to need to inherit medium sparks onto her. That's going to be annoying to finish. It's going to be very annoying to finish, but we at least have an avenue for doing it. Alright, so I believe I need to exchange this in the shop. No, never mind. You just go straight to the scout tab. Yeah, I really like L as a parent. So we would be fine with anything here that isn't a duplicate. We don't want to see Special Week. We don't want to see Taiki. Anything else would be good. I have no preferences whatsoever outside of not seeing a duplicate 3-star. We are getting... It's time to play Name That Pokemon to see how fast you can recognize the silhouette. It's Teo, okay. I don't really feel like I need another medium runner, but it is nice to have more options. Also, just having more 3-stars is flexibility. What are we dealing with for unique skill? Closing gap to runners ahead on the final straight, sky high Teo step. Let's go take a peek. More conditions in viewer. How do we get you to activate? Is final corner, which is final corner or beyond final corner, and corner is 0. So this is activating on final straight after you're through the final corner. You must be first, second, or third. You must have somebody very close in front of you, and they must be an overtake target. So this would be good velocity skill for late race if late race is a straight that's fairly deep into late race. If this was like the CM track, for example, you're going to waste all of the velocity out of this skill because it's going to activate immediately if you're in first, second, third, and you hit the straightaway. But if it's a track like Sagittarius was, where the straight is super, super deep into late race, that's actually a fairly good unique. So there's reasons that you would run it. I mean, actually, we can just look at it, right? If we just go Tokai Teo, and then we sim you. Yeah, triggers way deep in late race, and you get almost all of the velocity out of it. So it's fine. It's track dependent. All of these are horrible. Stat growths are fine, though. 20% speed, 10% stam is fine. You need a little bit of work to get her to long, and she's pigeonholed into being a pace chaser. But here's the other upshot. This is only 3A aptitudes. So if we wanted to make a medium parent with a relevant unique, we could use Teo, avoid sparking long, late, and front, and we'd have a 33% chance of getting a medium spark at the end of the day. That's also pretty relevant. Son of a... Yeah, browser moment. Browser moment, browser moment. Here, we'll do it again. Ready? We'll do it all over. These are horrible. These innate skills are horrible. Growth rate is fine. The aptitudes are really nice for parent runs, though. Because we've got medium A, so as long as we avoid long B, as long as we avoid late and front, we have a 33% chance to get mediums, 33% chance to get turf. And then, yeah, if she gets better later, that's good. So I'm fine with that. But I was also going to be fine with anything that we pulled. Let's grab 20 trainees to our roster. Let's also, because we have to burn like 14 minutes off the clock before the CM starts, we'll just go and skip through story as well to get another 80 carats. Yeah, the innates, we haven't even looked at the potential innates, but the innates that she starts with are not promising. I can't imagine they get much better from there, but we'll go take a look at it after that. Hi, Rudolph. Fancy meeting you here. Alrighty. It's going to be more carrots out of special missions. No, it's going to be a title. And then what's your potential look like? Technician, very bad. Lightning stat, very bad. Soft stat, pretty bad. Go with the flow, very bad. Yeah. I can't really imagine a world where we're going to be leveling that potential up very much. It's not... That is not really like a selection of meta skills. Go get our trophies. We're 28 out of 30 on G1s. So we're missing Daisho and a Teo show. 31 of 36 on G2s. We can track these down. 43 of 69 on G3s. Then we also need to nail down long finals. Yeah, we have both John Umamusumes. The only John Umamusume that we're missing now is Ogre. And then we'll have the full John Umamusume council. We've also got new stuff in archive. We'll clean this notification out, and then we'll go do chores while we wait for CM lobby to open. We probably don't have time to do one more parent run because they've been taking us about 40 minutes on average. So we'll check club. Set up donation for club. We'll go do our daily races. Where is my Taiki? Taiki, my best friend. My best mile running friend. Big coins. Special weak piece, super creek piece. Super creek piece is relevant. I would love to get her to 3 because then we actually have a better long runner in terms of recoveries being available. I don't need parfaits actually. Sprint shoes I'll grab. Autumn Tenno we run all the time. I do not need to buy that banner. Base game Teo's just sort of okay character-wise. I have actually never had Teo. My friend, who I spend a lot of time with and talk a lot about, he doesn't have Teo on his account. So he hasn't, like, told me anything about Teo. Same thing for Tamamo Cross, actually. He and I have, like, almost no trainee overlap. Which is interesting. Let's see how we're doing team trials-wise. Maybe the winning ticket is good. I'm not impressed so far. She's not coming in, like, dead last. Which is nice, I guess. Nav skills are theoretically useful if they could give their acceleration in good spot. Yeah, but not all of them even accelerate you. Like, some of them do. Meticulous Measures does, and that's why Meticulous Measures is actually kind of good. But some of them are purely lane change speed. which is like, yeah, theoretically they would be cool, but like, if your wit is high enough, your wit should be doing that anyway. Like, your lane change speed only matters when you are actively blocked in front right now, and the point of wit is to get you into a lane where you're not blocked. So, like, if your wit is doing its job, you don't need navigation speed at all, basically. Yeah, the ones that are just lane movement speed are just, they're awful. Same thing with the field of vision skills, like, they also just don't do anything. Field of vision would be neat if it did anything mechanically, but, like, again, it doesn't. It's a lot of wins. That's a new high score. It's not going to be enough to retain us in Class 6, but it is a new high score. Show me a score breakdown for that. Who's pulling their weight? Or, you know, who's not pulling their weight? We really need to remake these sprint runners. Dodging danger in prudent position is good for fronts. Yeah, by virtue of, like, letting you trigger groundwork. Not for, like, anything else. Unless they're also accelerations, I don't remember. But also, most of the time, if you're triggering groundwork, you already have, like, taking the lead in one green, and then you can just buy, like, focus. And then you're done. Okay, so that's team trials out of the way. Let's go and grab our dailies for that. That should be all of our dailies. Good. And then we've got 9 minutes to burn off the clock before CN lobbies open. What we should probably do with that time is go and find all of our good SRs that we know we're eventually going to probably use and level them. Because we've forgotten to level usable SR cards several times now, and it's just costing us EV. So all of these are fine. Shinko we will probably use eventually. Spec Prio is not really where you want it to be, but she does have relevant hints. So we'll knock that out. Taishin, I can't imagine we're ever going to use Taishin when we have other good speed SRs, so we can probably ignore that. Mayano's done. All of you are done. How likely is that we use Zeno, Rob Roy? I don't think it's super likely. What's your spec prio at level 30? 30? I mean, we do have an insane amount of currency right now, so I guess we might as well. There might be a situation where we use her. Taishin's only ever for Endcloser? No, you would just use a better speed card. Like, she has good hints for Endclosers, but you can just get those from your parents and then run a good speed card. She's okay as like an Endcloser parent, but honestly, if I was making an Endcloser parent run, I'd probably just use Admire Vega. Because Admire Vega is real good. Masteral Gambit's nice, Endcloser Straightaways is nice, and then you get Daring Strike as well, which is nice mid-race. The only thing that you don't get is Encroaching Shadow. But I think it's like Taishin's Wit card that gives you Encroaching Shadow. So if you wanted that, you'd rather borrow it. Or is that Sleeping Lion? That might be Sleeping Lion. I might be misremembering that. Either way. No, we leveled you. Nishino Flower is like okay for race bonus. Spent 900 club points on Welfare Suzuka. Yeah, Welfare Suzuka is good if you need frontrunner hints. This is for make a new track preparation. That's going to be a card that we use for that. Is Inari one any good? What do you do? What are you like? 5% training effectiveness. No mood effect. We don't unlock specialty priority until 30. Yeah, you're not going to be worth using yet. Ryan is a horrible power card. You don't need to look at her. Urban is good if you need frontrunner hints on a power card, but that doesn't happen that often. Hayahide, I think, is fine stats-wise, if I'm remembering correctly. 5% TE, 20% mood effect, 15 friendship bonus, and then T in frequency. But she costs you a ton of energy, if I remember correctly. So I don't think we need to level that up. Fine is a power card. Also haven't really looked at. Straightaway acceleration, nimble navigator is kind of relevant. And R is a good hint card for CM10. That is true. She's like one of the only sources of dirt hints right now. So. And leveling cards does give you marginal score increase. Yeah, that's true. I'm just like, I don't want to spend under like 200,000 skill support points, because if we pull on Narita Top Road and we get 5 duplicates of it, we want to level it immediately. So I don't want to go too deep on that. And then Agnes is not a good power card. Guts? No. Wit? Kaseki, I think, is okay. Spec Prio 25, Wit Friendship Recovery. Mood Effect 42 is very high. Also skill point bonus. We'll do that, even though I think we have better wit cards. Also has Ramp Up, Tail Held High, and Winter Runner. Wait, really? And RA1's power card does? Wow, yeah, okay, those are good hints. Oi, racecourse, who cares? Kyoto racecourse, who cares? We don't really care about those events, but yeah. Forward March, good. Tail Held High, good. Ramp Up, good. Familiar Ground, I guess, like if you need a small recovery, sure. Yeah, I can see that. We can dump some money and skill points into that. Isn't Wit Daiwa good? Wit Daiwa's good. I want to say that Wit Daiwa is one of the better wit stat sticks. Like, she's good if you actually want wit specifically. 38 spec prio, 26 friendship bonus. So she shows up on wit a lot, and she gives you a lot. And then mood effect off of the unique perk is also very nice. Yeah, Daiwa is good. The biggest problem that Daiwa has right now is we only have one copy. So when we're comparing Daiwa Scarlet to, like, Max Limit Break Matikane, 3 Limit Break Sunday, Max Limit Break Arden, she's not as good as the other wit cards that we have, but that's because we got really lucky with duplicate wit cards. And then Agnes is good for medium parent runs specifically. She's okay in terms of like the stats she generates. 38 spec prio, 32 mood effect, 16 friendship bonus, but she's covered in medium hints. Up tempo is good, medium straight's good, medium corner's good, tether good. Subdued frontrunner's kind of whatever. Late surge or savvy's good. So she's got a ton of hints specifically for medium runners, if that's something that you're looking at doing. And then do we care about PAL cards at all? Probably not. Because we've leveled Tazuna, we've leveled Rico. Yeah, we don't need to do anything with these either. I don't foresee a world where we use Kiryuin. Even when it was Unity Cup only, I don't really... or URA Finale only. I don't really see a world where you use Kiryuin. Then we can burn a little bit of time just by looking for good potential stuff to grab. Al has nothing. We don't really care about any of these. Up tempo is maybe the biggest one, but we don't need that right now. Fast and Furious is pretty good to grab. We can do that. Well, those are long shoes. Be a little careful with your long shoes. What we should actually be doing here is spending on dirt potential levels to get ready for the next CM. So Haru doesn't give us anything for that. Taiki, we already got stuff for. Grabbing Mile Straight and Mile Maven would be fine. I just don't think we can afford it. We can't afford it. Ooh. We could go all in on Taiki. I mean, we already know that she's, like, consistently the best runner that we have on this account. She just has such good stat growths. This is going to be relevant for the CM. We might as well just raise it now. It's going to blow a lot of important banners, but this is definitely a lock for CM10 and also for team trials going forwards. So spent every long she owned for Tama because she deserved it. I just don't know where I slot her in yet, honestly. Like, I don't know. She's fine on mediums, but our medium team is so crowded right now because I want to do double Dominator. CM time? You're so real for that. Let's go jump in. Alright. So here's what we're working with. And I actually... Taiki won one race. Because we're already through to Group A, I want to take the opportunity to learn something. We're going to swap Taiki out for Air Groove. I am reasonably sure that this is worse. Like, significantly worse. But I want to see it be worse so that I can learn something. We'll run you Pace. Is that how we built you? Yes, we did build you Pace specifically. So let's try this. We'll do it one round. If Air Groove doesn't work out, and not work out means she fails to win a race. If she fails to win any of these 5 races, we'll just go back to Taiki. Because I think Taiki is the stronger runner, but I'm not confident enough in that knowledge to never let Air Groove run at all. How's the lobby looking? 7, 8, 9 favorite. It didn't stop us last time. We have a handful of S ranks in here, but again, rank doesn't mean everything. This is a groundwork pace chaser Curran, so you're going to have a very negative experience running into us being a front runner. That's going to waste a ton of your skills. This is a groundwork front runner smart Falcon. Why the hell are they running groundwork when they have a front runner on their own team? There's something I'm not understanding here about like why you'd take early race acceleration. Oh, maybe they're trying to avoid pace down. Maybe they're just hoping they can chain skills together and then like ignore pace down completely. They're running triple front runner. No, they're running double front runner or single pace chaser with runaway Suzuka. I don't fully understand that team. But I don't fully understand sprints either, so it's entirely possible that I'm wrong. I think it's odd to include groundwork on frontrunners when they're just going to get paced down. We'll see. So Suzuka's going to be in front for this whole race because she's frontrunner, or because she's runaway. We're going to be left to pick up the scraps. There, Suzuka is going to guaranteed get Victoria Porplancha. Unless they just fall apart in the last part of the race. That's around where we want Air Groove to hit a velocity up. This is all right for Bakshin to hit a velocity up. None of us are going to get Victoria Porplancha, it looks like, but this is a King Halo opportunity because it's going to heavily favor late surgers here. No, she's not going to be able to break through it. I mean, she's up there. Like, she is way ahead of our other 2 runners, but I don't think we're going to be super competitive against S rank. Also, the groundwork Curran did win. But I still don't understand the function of groundwork on her as a runner. Which is fine. Maybe it's just like early race acceleration is good because it saves you time, and it's not necessarily for like positioning reasons. That could be the case. I guess if you have a runaway Suzuka, it is really hard to get paced down. Maybe that's what it is. Because if you know that Suzuka is going to be way out in front, you're not going to be dealing with pace down at all. Because you're probably not going to catch a runaway Suzuka. Interesting, interesting. The Curran and Falcon did go hard, but like that was a triple S rank team. So they've obviously got access to a lot of good resources. Double late start is horrendous. I don't think Bakshin is going to recover from that. He's way back with the pace chasers. Also, I don't know who that runner is in 9th place. they are on different technology, I guess. I feel like we're going to be out of the running on this one just from late start on Bakshin. A lot of our planning kind of revolves around that happening. Although Airgroove could make moves here. She's kind of making a move. She's not as fast as that. Wait, she is faster than that Bakshin? She's a lot faster? No, she's racing Curran right now. She's not quite fast enough, but she is miles up there. That's a decent indication that Airgroove is actually pretty good. Do you see nice nature in the back? It's possible that was a debuff nature. Yep. So, this doesn't do a lot. Just for people who are wondering. Like, everybody is going to be built for higher stamina than this. If we look at the Curran that won, 549 stamina, you're not going to out-debuff that. It costs you like 120 stamina to run this entire track. If you're trying to put together a debuff nature, you are running with 2 runners instead of 3, and the 3rd one is not affecting the outcome of the race. Just as like a heads up. I don't think that's a winning strategy on this CM track specifically because of how small the stamina requirements are. I'm seeing good indications from Airgroove that our plan is working. I just don't think that her stats are high enough. We didn't get over 1,000 speed, power, or width. Yeah, the only relevant debuffs are the speed debuffs. But, like, that's not what that nice nature was packing. We did the velocity down on one of the runners, but not the stamina downs. I've got the velocity downs on all 3 runners because I think it's my best shot at influencing the outcome of the race. This is not a late start on Bakshin, so this is an opportunity to get into the top 3. But again, we have so many front runners in these lobbies. A lot of the plan that we came in with for this CM was expecting that most people would be running pace chasers, and that if we were running front runners, we would be able to deny unique activations for people who are behind us. The fact that there are so many frontrunners is making that strategy significantly worse. Because all of the other frontrunners, that's going to be Halo getting blocked, unfortunately. Otherwise, she was making pretty good pace. She's still making pretty good pace, but yeah, she got tied up for too long there at the end. If she hadn't gotten blocked, I think she was in there. Also, yeah, Super Stand Digital. Did not end up working, but got close. How's your Kaseki looking? Just a ton of mid-race velocity. And then getting lucky on acceleration at the end. Yeah. It works. It works for sure. I'm glad that we did the 3-win on camera, because if I had said that I pulled out a 3-win and then we went like 0-5 on day 2, I don't think anybody would have believed me. Six, 7, 8 favorite. The other thing, by the way, this is secret CM technology that whales don't want you to know. If you are in the danger zone for not making it through a CM, wait to run the CM until a few hours before the lobby closes, because most of the sweaty players for CMs are joining the lobby immediately when it's up. This is our plan. That's a King Halo that is skipping pace down? Is that a pace King Halo? Why is she so far up? Hey, this is still fine. This is our game plan. This is what we wanted our runners to do. We're denying uniques from a lot of other people here. As long as we can hold on to this lead, which we can. So now we get Victoria por plancha. Anybody who gets close to us gives us Bakshin's unique, ideally. We're getting Give Mommy a Hug. That current chain is still way faster than we are, though. I need to look at that King Halo. That King Halo was way up the field for most of the race. We're gonna have to figure out which one it was, though. You were a late King Halo. I don't think it was you. Was it you? Yeah, this was a front King Halo. That explains what she was doing up there. Huh. I think Liru might want to double check how they signed their runners up, because this is a front King Halo with late surge of straightaways. But then they also have shooting for victory? I'm not sure. I think they might have signed their runner up incorrectly. Or, I don't know, maybe they were trying to run it as a blocker, but even then, like, I don't know. She wasn't in second by the time we hit late race, so she didn't actually deny any uniques. Wonder if we should try and rebuild Air Groove. I think there's something in there. We might rebuild Air Groove tomorrow. No late starts, good. It's gonna be me and Maru Zensky as the two front runners here, I think. Unless that's a third front option. Yeah, 3 front runners. Alright, so only 2 of us can survive. And it's looking like it's gonna be us. Also, rare Sakura Chiono O spotted here as well. I don't think she's supposed to be doing this stuff. This looks pretty good so far. The acceleration coming from the back of the field is going to be a little scary. But she's opening a gap. She's opening a big gap. That's actually a really fast Chiono O. It's actually an even faster King Halo, though. Okay. We get one. We take one. We take those. We also respect the Chio Oshi gamer because that looked real scary for a second. This was a Chiono O that was moving very quickly. Yeah, and the Maru did not work. Again, I don't think I'm a good sprint CM builder, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I don't think you should be on Summer Maru Zensky for this CM because it means you have to run a recovery. That's just wasted skill points. I would rather avoid that and like not spend skill points on recoveries. So Air Groove has potential. I think we should try and rebuild this groove and get better stats out of it. We should aim for like 1100 speed, 1100 wit, like 900 power or something like that. Just get a higher roll out of it. We're going to switch back to Taiki for now because I do think this Taiki is just a numerically stronger runner. But for tomorrow's YouTube video, I might try and rebuild that Air Groove because I think there's something there. It's like her unique is good late race or mid-race velocity to secure positioning going into late race. There's definitely something there as far as strategy is concerned. King Halo 1, time to play the Halo 3 OSD. She'll get there. 679. Me when my runner with bigger stats wins more. Listen, it was our superior strategy that made the numbers bigger. Uncontested frontrunner? Is that pace Bakshin? It looks like pace Bakshin. No, maybe front Bakshin. Oh, maybe pace. That's a brutal pace down. Goodbye forever. Oh, that's catastrophic. It's very unfortunate for you. Truly a disastrous outcome for that pace boxing. Although we are at risk of getting overtaken here. Please just get to late race so that we can get Victoria Porplancha off. We're actually going to get acceleration carryover out of Taiki there too. We're going to get a speed carryover out of boxing here as well. I don't think it's going to matter because that's a really fast Taiki out front. Hold on, that's an even faster King Halo. It's not our Halo, but there's a Halo then. Let's go take a look at what their Halo did. I think it is very hard to build late surgers for this CM, but if you can do it, they do work well. What did you do, Nev? Moving past and beyond and shooting for victory. Yeah, full gambling on acceleration in the final corner and then carrying it over. Beautiful stat distribution. Sprint corner, slick surge, nimble nav, super lucky 7. Was he in gate 7? No, gate 6, okay. Then what was your deck? Matikane, Tosho, Kitasan, and then Fine Motion, Marvelous Sunday, Tachyon. Yeah. I think that's a well-built King Halo. I can't be too mad about losing to S-rank runners. That's just like, you saw the cards. It's a massive card differential. Also, they are turbo gambling on Super Lucky 7. Remember that Super Lucky 7 is not guaranteed activation if you're in Gate 7. It is chance to activate if you're in Gate 7. As long as you pass a wit check, and then as long as you pass a coin flip as well. It is far from guaranteed. 789 fave. Just did every excel and win. Like, it is kind of obvious to just pack as much acceleration onto a runner as you can and then be like, okay, go hit it. I want to see if these smart falcons destroy each other. This is, again, an extremely front-runner heavy lobby. However, this does mean that Taiki has a chance at doing something here, because if she can get into position on the final corner closer to late race, then we could get a good unique off. I don't think it's going to happen. There's so many fronts in this lobby. Yeah, there's so many front runners here. We're just getting out-fronted by people who had more fronts than we did. It's interesting to see that that's been the meta call. Because like 2 weeks ago, all of the CM prep for Capricorn was like, everybody should be running pace. You should run pace auction. You should run pace everything. Fronts are all over the place in the actual lobbies, though. I think because people got clued in on using frontrunners to deny Victoria Porplancha. This is, again, just a really well-built runner. We should be looking at decks, too. 3 speed, 3 wit. That feels like it's going to be fairly standard. Yeah, if my front is better than your front, I'm winning, is definitely how this CM looks like it's looks like it's working right now. At no point have I felt afraid of like a pace auction at any point. But I am very afraid of lobbies that have like 4 front runners in them, because it means my plan is not going to work at all. 789 fave. I think the CM meta advice was mostly run fronts if you can, run pace if you can't. That isn't a lot of the conversation that I saw, but I didn't look for it too deeply. I was mostly looking at people's like summary guides of like, here's what you should run. Holy cow, that's a fast auction. What did you do? Oh, it's our auction. That rocks. Never mind. That's super. Dude, she took off like a shot at the start of the early race there. Rushed on Taiki's fine. We have the stamina to survive that. Just hold on to second. If you can hold on to second, you're great. That is going to help with speed carryover. She's holding on to second. We're going to get Victoria Porplancha out of that. There's a chance we're debuffing the heck out of front runners. Oh, there's a chance we need to hit like one more velocity skill. Acceleration's not going to do it. We needed one more velocity skill there in late race, and I think we were in. Good Bakshin, though. Let's go take a look at that. Victoria, give Mummy a hug. Preferred position is a little unusual. Wait, Speed Star? Is this a pace Bakshin? It is a pace Bakshin. Okay. Yeah, well, there's a pace Bakshin being scary. That explains why we got overtaken in late race then. Let's just higher velocity at the end of the race. If front L or front Kern or front Falco hit their unique, you win the race. You know what I haven't seen at all is El Condor Pasa. I haven't seen anybody build any El Condor Pasa in almost any of these lobbies. Which I think is very odd. Maybe people figured out that like you shouldn't be running a pace chaser where you have to be in the top 2. Because if I had built the pace L that I was planning on building, and I was queuing into these lobbies that have like 4 front runners, I would be feeling very bad. Rush Bakshin? Doesn't matter. Curvature? Good. I need you to get back in front of that other current gen. Perfect. We're in unique territory for Bakshin now too, which could give us some good speed carryover. Just hold on to second. This is going to help hold on to second. Need you to get back into second. Good. That's our unique. I'll be taking that. Oh, it doesn't matter. Everybody else is so much faster. Everybody else is so much faster. L is hard for a general jobber. That's true. It does take a massive spark investment to get her to where you need to go, and then it also means you're giving up on Turf S, because the front and sprint investment is so heavy. $1,200 speeds are going places. Yeah. I mean, here's the good news. Monday is a federal holiday in the US, which means that I can do back-to-back air groove runs tomorrow, because I'll have the time for it. And I think we're going to need the help if we're going to be in round 2A. Double late start, it's over. Just turn the monitor off. The race is over already. Well, maybe not. She's back in second. Hold on. Hold on. It's my Taiki in third. It's not totally over here. Well, no, that's way too early for that to go off. Most of that is going to get wasted. Yeah, that's going to be the Smart Falcon and Current Gen is running away with that. The late start, if you get late start on your front runner, it's over. Like, your life just ends. Yeah. Even Focus is not going to save you there, because Focus just offsets the late start. It's not like it ignores it. You're still going to start behind everybody else. Maybe that's the groundwork play. Is that if you have groundwork, even if you're a pace chaser, it offsets your late start so you don't wind up so far behind. Alright, we can do one more? Let's continue learning things. Actually, let's really learn things. Wait, how good was this Halo? I think you had all the debuffs I wanted. You do. Never mind. I can't drop you. I can't drop you from the team. Those debuffs are too important. Airgroove does have hesitant pace. What did Taiki have? Hesitant front. Yeah. Let's switch back to Airgroove and just learn something. I think the play is going to be to make a better air groove. In A, you expect to see front L? Yeah, that's true. We'll see how A shapes out. At least the upside is that we only have to win once in A round 2, and then we secure B finals. Which, like, again, this account is like a month and a week old. You have to manage your expectations when you're doing CMs. B finals, when you've had an account for a month, is a success. It's a big success. So if that's where we wind up, that is still a good outcome. It's not like if we miss A finals and we'd be like, oh, it was a disaster of a CM. It would be a very, very good result. If you hit, you can run anyone CM. It's very lottery build. It's like you're just pulling a slot machine. But in a way that's kind of fun. Because it means that the worst runners can just get lucky sometimes, and that's interesting. Good air groove? Well, a little early. Actually, maybe not. She just hit curvature too. Holy cow, she's fast. He's zooming. She hit Victoria per plancha and then killed all the pace chasers behind her. There's an even faster Taiki, though. He's not hanging in there enough. I mean, again, with where the stats are at for that air groove, I think she's overperforming. Remember, that's not an air groove that has over 1,000 in anything. There is so much room for improvement on that build, and what she's doing with what she has access to looks really promising. King Halo is 5th favorite. We drew into a weaker lobby. There's an L Condor Pasa in here too, speaking of. Let's see if it's a front L or a pace L. I didn't check beforehand. It's pace. That looks like a disastrous pace down that's also killed a Taiki shuttle. Okay. Shouldn't have to worry about that for the rest of the run. Yeah, like she's giving everything she can. It's just everybody around her is even stronger. This looks good so far on the other hand, though. Our air groove is gonna get Victoria per plancha again. Is it gonna be enough to catch the Smart Falcon, though? Yes. It is. It's gonna be enough for her to win. Except for that Bakshin moving very quickly behind us. Come on. I think she did it? She did everything she needed to do. That's so close. That's gotta be, yeah, it's by a nose. I'm really impressed with how well this is doing. I think we need to switch on to air groove for doing round 2. Yeah, by a nose. That's by a short nose too. That looked really, really close. Wonder if I have enough statues to get air groove to 3. Curious. Alright, we're back to 7-8-9 territory, so this is a good lobby again. Still, it's a success if you learn something, and I think we've learned a lot from these lobbies, even if we've won one match so far. Yeah, she has a unique that does something, although technically, Taikis can do something. If she is further behind than 3rd, or whatever her unique activation criteria is, and she passes somebody to get into 3rd while you're still in the corner, she can get her acceleration to trigger later. It's a very specific circumstance that you need to hit for that to happen, but it is possible. Come on, Bakshin. She's hanging in there. She's gonna get Victoria por plancha. We're gonna have all of our debuffs go off. Ooh, that air group is so fast. That's such a fast air groove. Want to see you. That's a huge margin of victory for a sprint. What did you do? Yeah, the king can't keep up at all, but unfortunately she is... Wow, it's a good runner. Okay, holy cow. Capped speed, capped power. That makes a lot of sense for how she took off at the late race transition. That's just pure strength-based acceleration. Yeah, double 1100. That makes total sense. That's a really nice air groove. Christmas Ogre is pace, number 9 favorite. What are you doing here? I'm gonna be sad if I lose to that Ogre. No, it's pace. It's pace, it's just interesting. We are 5, 6, 7 here, so we're not least favorite. It's also a runaway Suzuka in here, who is failing to run away. Is this like a runaway Suzuka blocker or something? They're doing their best. Maybe they are. Good air groove trigger. It's a little early for velocity carryover, but if we hit Professor of Curvature like that, we're going to get speed carryover into late race. There's a chance. We're kind of in this. We need to debuff that Bakshin, though. We're not really closing the gap here. Again, this air groove. Do I know if there's only one front in the lobby and she gets a slow start? Does the game still force her to get first? I don't think so, but mechanically I think they're supposed to. Like, there's a lot that I don't understand about how pace down works. Because I have definitely seen lobbies where, like, I'm the only front runner and I just get passed by, like, a pace chaser who turns into a lucky front. And I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. But I feel like I've seen it happen. I really wish, and this is the data scientist in me talking, I wish there was a way that you could just, like, pull telemetry data out of the race. So that you could just look at, like, mechanically in a spreadsheet what triggered and when. It would make it so much easier to understand, like, what's going on in races a lot of the time. Alright, so it's just us two as fronts, and we're going to be able to burn Smart Falcon's unique relatively early here, I think. But then we should also be able to chariot her to get Bakshin's unique to fire. Early curvature from air groove, but it does mean she's going to hit her unique. Not enough late race velocity here, although that speed carryover into late race. No, she's too far back to hit Gizmo me a hug. Yeah, front runner is too strong in this lobby. We've still learned something very important about air groove here, I think. Which is that I think she's about as good as Taiki, while being significantly behind Taiki in statting. Which means that if we rebuild her, we should be able to improve. So let me go look at how many statues I actually have. No, first look at how many star pieces you have for air groove. 26 of 100, so I need to buy 3 sets of them. I have 134. I would need 150. It's close. I think I'm still going to spend it. How close do we get? We get to 95. Check this out. We're going to spend carrots to do the last 5 lobbies, because I'm pretty sure that just the participation reward... It only gives you 1. I don't know that it's worth the 30. Well... No, I don't think it's worth the carrots in that case. If we were consistently fighting for 1 and 2 wins, I think it would be worth, but I don't think it's worth it in that case. So... that is day 2 of round 1 in CMs. We have not done as well as we did previously, but do remember that previously in the YouTube video, we did those runs at like 1:30 a.m. I strongly suspect that the lobbies are less sweaty at that point, which is probably why we had better success. So if you are also having issues with performing well in CMs, strongly recommend you wait until a few hours before those lobbies close. I think the competition is lighter and you'll probably have a better chance of succeeding. Unfortunately, I gotta take off here. I hit the gacha. I'm not hitting the gacha, man. I'm free to play. Every single one of these carrots matters. I can't be spending them. Do I have any tickets though? No, I can't spend the tickets. Those are going to be pity later on for the Narita Top Road banner. We can't spend. I have to go cook a delicious Valentine's meal for my wife, though. So we're going to end stream a little early today. But I will see you guys around next week for a stream, and then I'll see you guys in YouTube video tomorrow for rebuilding Air Groove to see if we can do a little bit better in round 2 of the CM. If we want a fighting chance of getting into A, which again I think is very unlikely, but if we want a chance of doing it, we're going to need better runners, and I think Air Groove looks very promising right now. So we're going to give that a try next time. If you're enjoying the streams, if you're enjoying Uma, do make sure you like this. I don't know if you can like a stream or not, but attempt to like the stream and see if that works. Subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you know when videos are coming out in the future. And if you have any questions about Uma, feel free to drop me a note in the comments. I will be happy to answer those if I think it's an interesting question. I am making a pork tenderloin with roasted red potatoes and a little bit of zucchini and a little bit of carrot is going to be dinner tonight. So I'm going to go and get that set up, but I will see you guys around next time. Till then, take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and if